cultured person is one who knows something about everything and everything about something.
I'm trying to free your mind, Neo. But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
The question was, what did you want to be?
Are you good?
You're like a big bear, man.
I like it. I love it.
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Is the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
Houston, the Eagle has landed.
Yeah, man. Here we go. You are now listening to and watching TAJ Talks. Welcome. I am TAJ. Like Taj Mahal. But I say TAJ. This is a Wednesday welcome to your Friday. And you are going to be in for talk 2 of this new podcast series. That's right. So get ready, because we're going to be doing something again, which is going to be a little bit different. So, my question to you, dear listener and viewer, is, are you ready for the tangents? That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be tangents, boy. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Man. Woo, 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 woo. Limber up. Limber up. Woo. Yeah, man. I got the intro in this time. Man, I told you, I nearly froze. I don't know what happens. The pre-show nerves kick in. I almost had like a blank just now. I was rushing, to be fair. I mean, it's been crazy to get stuff prepared today. Didn't sleep. Last night I went to bed crazy o'clock again. So yeah. Just gonna check, you know, little head turns to see how my little computer's doing over there. My little Legion. Yeah. I'm not sure if I can give away the brand name. Well, Laptop Legion. If you were to type in Laptop Legion, you'd probably work out what laptop is it. This bad boy is specially bought for this whole podcast. I had to have something decent that would just run the huge amount of processing. Anyway, as I occasionally do, very quickly within the first couple of seconds, I'm turning to see if can you guess what I'm gonna say? What I'm gonna ask? Have I clipped? Oh, I've clipped. That's great. I don't know what it was. The levels. I thought I set the levels right. I think I was being too close into the mic. I got too excited. Music was a bit too, I don't know. As I say, teething problems. We are working out the teething problems. So yeah, welcome to TAJ Talks. This is episode. I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to stay away from the. I want to be different. Staying away from that kind of thing. This is Talk To. All right. You notice I'm not messing around with the hair today. Man, Talk 1, that hair for the first, I think it was the first hour. So I went old samurai, style. Not samurai. I always think that when you put like a man bun type thing is almost sort of Japanese samurai. So that's my thing about Japanese culture. That's films and stuff. I haven't seen enough Japanese films to be fair. Kurosaki? What was his name? I think I got it here. Just check. What was the name of that film? This is my little film collection, by the way. I don't even notice this. I got where's the Japanese one? There is a Japanese one. Oh, yeah. 1 second. Kagowisha? What the hell? I gotta grab this. I need to see now. This is I knew it. Akira Kurosawa. Yeah, this is a Japanese movie called Kagemusha. I got it, and I've never got round to watching it. It's supposed to be a really good film. I really need to get into my Japanese. Clipped again, man. Clipping again. Yeah, Japanese films. I like this. I like this stuff. I like Japanese movies because they're so badass with their swords. And they chop people up. Stupidness has started already. So anyway, welcome to TAJ Talks. Already about 15 tangents have already occurred. There was a certain kind of introductory thing I was supposed to do, and that's just the way it is. I just like to mix it up a bit. Just dancing for you now. That's not even podcast radio, man. That's just a guy going, yeah, dancing for the people. What's wrong? What's wrong with me? Right, sorry. I'm getting too excited. I enjoy this. There's no one else in the room apart from Bob. Yes. Good old Bob is back. Keep me company for at least for the first segment, because as I say, we're doing something a little bit different again. I didn't plan that intro at all. I'm gonna knock this thing. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm recording. Everything's recording. Good, doing good for time. Still not yabbering away, and with 2 minutes to go in the first segment, which I did last time. I was just jabbering away. I think it's the word jabbering. Anyway, Bob's here. So, how you doing, Bob? Yeah. Still decided? Yeah. Okay. Not decided to talk yet. All right. That's cool, man. Take your time. Whenever you're ready to speak again, we can talk. But you just do your thing over there. Headless, bodiless Bob. My friend. Headless. Go and see the first one if you're wondering why am I calling him headless when he's clearly got a head. I did that whole thing. First one. By the way, first one. He's bodiless Bob. First one. My goodness, I am sorry that it was supposed to be out on the Friday. I mentioned it. You are now listening to TAJ Talks out on Friday. It is Friday the 3rd. I didn't mention that. I just said a Wednesday welcome to your Friday today, because I'm hopefully going to upload this on Friday the 17th. Now, I have decided, just going to let you know, I have decided to do this thing as a 2-weekly thing, fortnightly thing. It's it's the editing, man. The editing takes so long. It's just not going to be possible. Clipping high, not even clipping low. Podcast sin, change the gain while still recording. Yeah, so I heard that. I heard clip there. Why is that one clipping? Get rid of you. Quickly, catch the tangent. I'm going on a tangent. What was I doing? Someone help me. What was I saying? I hate that I do this. I was literally saying something of importance. Oh yeah. Sorry about uploading it so late. Yeah, the editing takes so long, man. It takes so long. So I was there until Sunday, I think, in the end. You know what the biggest issue was the size of the files is absolutely huge. It was just anyway, editing's long. I apologize. I'm still learning to get around all of this stuff. So yeah, good. No reds, no clipping. Hey, just want to check all my cameras out there. So yes, apologies that. All right, now it's starting to waffle. Now I'm 15 minutes in, and I've only got 15 more minutes left of this segment. Right, get on with the show, Taj. Right, so it was late last time. I'm sorry. It will be out Friday in 2 weeks. In 1 week time, 1 week's time, because that was last Friday. So nothing's going to be out this Friday. I'm filming it today. This is Wednesday, the 8th of June. So that will be on the thumbnail and all that kind of stuff. Don't get me started on thumbnails. Don't get me started. I've saved that for later. I'll be talking about thumbnails because, as I say today, something different is going to be happening. Today, we are going to have not our first guest, but the second leg of this TAJ Talks. This TAJ Talks cannot stand on one leg. And if it did, it would just hop for a certain amount of time and then fall over because he's too tired to hop on one leg. TAJ Talks needs to. Hey, TAJ Talks, it needs 2 legs. How are you doing? I need 2 legs. TAJ Talks needs 2 legs. And I'm going to introduce you to the second leg. Isn't that a TV show? No, that's the last leg. Not a fan of that. You're right. So, basically, we're going to have not a guest today, but we are going to have someone I mentioned last time, Rav. Also, aka Ravkan. I'm going to introduce you to Ravkan. Mentioned him in the first podcast. I'm just going to save that and just say today, I'm going to have someone with me, not just someone very, very important, who's part of this team that is making TAJ Talks happen. So that's today. And yeah, so we're recording it today on Wednesday, the 8th of June, and it will be uploaded hopefully Friday, the 17th of July. June. Yeah, June. So fortnightly, plan to come up fortnightly. Right, let's get on with the show. Yeah, singing and dancing way too much in a second talk. Sorry. So yeah, as I say, playtime is now over. That's what Mr. Quirk used to say. Mr. Quirk was scared. He was a scary man. He was scary man. He was scary man, and he was a scary man. Yeah, he was a strict head of sixth form. Very strict dude. He did not want to mess around with Mr. Quirk, and he would give these assemblies and talks in his assemblies, and he would make you think that he was giving the assembly and the talk just for you, just to get your ass in order. He would deliver such powerful, they were almost sermons, these assemblies, they would just like gather all the children and we're going to give them a little bit of church, something like that. It felt like, we're very, very, very good, to be fair. I mean, it shaped a lot of my thought. I would walk away from this assembly sometimes and just be like, my goodness, what the hell did he talking to me? Was he talking to me? That's probably clipped. I'm surprised it didn't. Yeah, so I Mr. Quirk, and one of his phrases used to say, he was from Liverpool originally, but he never really had a Liverpool accent. Very, very strange fella, that guy. Mysterious fella, secret, strange, whatever. Yeah, and he used to say, playtime is now over. He'd look at you and just be like, with his glasses and the reflection of his glasses made his eyes look more piercing than they were. He had grey hair and like little white tufts on the sideburns. Yeah, Mr. Quirk was intimidating, man. But then he would just look at everyone and just be like, playtime is over. Jeez, mate. Flippin' hell. All right, mate. definitely is for you. When was it? When did it start being over for you? Please. Yeah. He used to say that. But playtime's over now, man. Look, this thing started, and the real work begins now. I was all like, yeah, got a podcast, and now that means I can sing and dance. Don't have to worry about content. I do need to worry about content, man. Clearly. Look what's happened. Look what's happening. Yeah, no, so, no. Yeah, so, yeah, man, Mr. Quirk, playtime's over. No, the real work begins now. That's it, man. Because the excitement, like I was telling you, I like my adrenaline, I like my dopamine, I like to get those biochemicals in my system so I can go have some fun. And I'm going to have some fun now, but I got to make sure I keep having that fun by consistently doing the work. Why am I doing this voice? I don't know. So yeah, basically, it's time to do the work consistently. Just keep at it now, right? Like you're on a treadmill, right? And just do the action and just keep doing it, right? Just keep moving, but don't stop. All right. So that's what we need to do now. We need to do that. I need you to help me. You need to come along on the journey and following the tangents and all the rest of it, man. Post your comments below. Thanks for the comments. Oh, there was a comment. I'm going to mention the name. Daniel. Thank you so much for that comment, Daniel. You know who you are. I know who you are. And dude, you were one of those people that say coinky dinks. You came along at the right time. I tell you, man. Because you gave some, you just the things you said, the conversations we had has just sparked this thing. It was one of those final sparks that just little tinder. Someone just went, like the big man upstairs just went, I'm gonna throw a little bit of Daniel under the pile. Get that little ember. Let me take him from my fire pile, and I'm gonna throw that over there to TAJ. And it lit up the whole thing, and I just went, yeah, man, I'm gonna do this podcast, man. So Daniel, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the support. And thank you for the comment. Just, that's a nice message, man. I didn't get a chance to respond to you yet. I'm going to do that. Been so busy. Hands are moving all over the place. Like I'm in a 90s thing. Dance thing. Watch is making too much noise. Okay. Clipping. Clearly having too much fun. Right. Let's try and aim to do something half decent in this in this segment. So this is the segment, introduction segment, just like how things are going, how I've been, how you been. You been good? You been alright? Yeah? Oh, yeah, I know. Did you notice the boo-boo? There was a boo-boo in the last TAJ Talk. Actually, it's kind of funny that I was talking Irish a moment ago because I think it was Irish. Doing an Irish accent, talking in an Irish accent. Yeah, because there was one of the. If you know, does anyone? Should I tell you now? I don't know if I should tell you what the boo boo was. Maybe you should go and check podcast 1 and tell me if you notice what the boo boo is. And then maybe next week I'll tell you what the boo-boo was. Because it's probably good not to promote the boo-boos. It's just not that professional, is it? But there was a boo-boo. It was a small boo-boo. Just a small boo-boo. I just like the word boo-boo, to be fair. I put that boo-boo in there purposely so I could say boo-boo. My mum calls it bloomies. I was actually no, forget it. That's too many tangents. All right, here's something else. Playtime's over. Yeah, done that. I've got little notes here. I don't know why I bother with this flipping. I still got time. To be fair, they're helping me. I'm a lot more on track than I was last time. Give me some credit, man. But yeah. Yes. So, this very essy. And I haven't even had coffee yet, man. I haven't even had coffee yet. All I had, jeez. So yeah, anyway, I'll tell you something weird that's been happening. All right, this is my little weird kind of part of the introduction. Before we get to the news, I'm going to do some news in a bit. Do you know, I have been seeing something ever since the podcast launch. There's been a few weird quinky-dinks. I like that word, quinky-dinks. Do you like that word, quinky-dink, as well? Put your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. I need to say that one more as well. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Click on this playlist. Do this. Do that. La la la. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You just too many things, man, in YouTube. I just want to do. I'm just doing it. I am just doing it. What sparked this particular thing? Why have I started doing this? I feel more crazy this time round. I'm getting a little. I was too nervous to be this crazy last time. I feel way too crazy this time. Yeah, there's some weird things that have been happening. Oh yeah, quinky dinks. I like that word, quinky dink. Do you like the word quinky dink? Put your shot, like, share, subscribe, all the rest of it. That's how it happened. Anyway, it's nice to follow the tangents. Just be work out like, where did that tangent come from? Thinking face. That'll be good for a thumbnail. Thumbnails. I am going to be talking to Ravkan about thumbnails. Jeez. There's a reason why I was up so late. So, yeah. Something weird has been happening ever since the podcast. Just prior to the podcast, to be fair. In fact, no, I think it was literally after the first one was filmed. It started to happen. And I wasn't looking for it to happen. Now, there's a thing called confirmation bias. Have you heard of it? Confirmation bias is that thing which says, if you're walking down a street, right, and you're like, I'm going to find a penny on the ground, right? Then you are walking down the street, and because you've told yourself that you're going to find a penny, when you come across a penny, you can't then say, oh, how coincidental. I found a penny. Ooh, it must mean that Lady Luck is shining her rays of luck and light upon me. I'm a lady. Little Britain. Peanuts. So, if you find a penny, and then you say, oh, that was luck. Oh man, no, it was confirmation bias because you were looking for it. So that's the concept of confirmation bias, right? And we try and explain weird things that happen in the world. A lot of people do in our rational mind, and me from time to time I do it as well. I'll be like, nah, it's just one of those confirmation bias things. But I tell you this thing, and it happens with this thing in particular because this is something that has followed me for most of my for the last 10 years or so, really. 20 years, maybe. 20 years. No, can't be 20 years. 15 years. Long time. I keep seeing in the last couple of days, whenever I check my phone, whenever I stop the microwave, whenever I check my phone, whenever I stop the music on a track that I'm listening to, whenever I pause something, guess what number I keep seeing, man? 3 is a magic number, but it is only when it's 33, because it's 33 that I've been seeing. I've been seeing 33 a lot, and this is a very personal thing. I think everyone has a number. This is when you start going down the what is this world that we're living in? I find it very, very strange that 33 has been showing up again. I haven't been looking for it. I wasn't even thinking of it. I haven't even been thinking of like, man, this is like one of those moments, a crossroads of my life. I've started a podcast. I wasn't even thinking that. So it can't be the confirmation bias thing unless the confirmation bias is happening on such a subconscious level. But 33, whenever it has happened in my life, it's always been just prior to or during a major crossroads incident of my life or transition period of my life. And I'm telling you, a week ago, before I filmed that first podcast, I wasn't seeing 33. I'm telling you, I would pick up my phone. I wasn't. Now it's just 33, 33. What percentage is left on my battery? Now it's 100%. But a couple of times this week it was 33, 100%. That's good. I thought this phone was on its last legs. Better take the charging cable out unless I kill the battery. the time is not 33 either. But yeah, I'm seeing 33 a lot, man. I gotta be honest, Bob. That's kind of freaking me out. What you think, Bob? Bob? Yeah, so... Yeah, I'm just seeing 33 everywhere. Now, let me tell you something else as well, which is also weird and quinky-dinkle. Well, Ravkan, something happened with Ravkan. We'll talk about it. I think it was quinky-dinkle, but he said, nah, it happens. I get it. Anyway, we'll say that for the Rav. Another one that's happened. So, in this podcast, I'm a faith-based guy. How am I? Faith-based guy? Jesus? So, I have that's a very important, and I've studied, these things, and that's my background, more or less. So when I listen to people like Jimmy Church, hello to all my JRC people, by the way, Jimmy Rogan Church people, what up, dogs? And that's terrible. Hello JRC community, Jimmy Rogan Church community, Jimmy Rogan Church, because church is actually people as well, isn't it? It's actually what ecclesia. Bit of Greek for you. Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy Rogan Church. No, sorry, that wasn't what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm a faith-based person now, but Jimmy Church. Last night I was listening to a live podcast stream of Jimmy Church's Fade to Black, and guess what he starts talking about, and at length he starts going into it. He's just like, man, they changed the commandments. They changed the fourth commandment. Man, I really need to know. Jimmy has a deep voice. Man, I have got to know more about... He doesn't do it. I got to do a better voice than that. But he was saying, I've got to know more about this. He was talking to Jason Quitt. Check it out. Jason Quitt with Jimmy Church. Who's promoting me? Jimmy, help me out, man. And it was the first time that I typed in, I think maybe the second time actually, that I typed in on the live chat that was going on. Because he started talking about all this stuff about the Bible and the commandments and Roman Catholic Church and all this conspiracy type of stuff. And I was just like, whoa, Jimmy. And he was saying, I need to really understand this stuff. Because he started saying, I was born as a Roman Catholic. And he said, when I realized that certain things were not the way they were, what I was told, he said, it blew my mind. And I just started, and he actually mentioned, he said, that was the journey. That was the reason why he started on this whole road of exploration. He said there was a lady he met at his church when he was younger, and she said to him, yeah, but you got to be careful. Which don't read the Bible. Don't read that version of the Bible. And he was like, what? What are you doing about? Don't read that version of the Bible. It's the Bible, man. And she was like, nah, they changed things in that Bible. Classic. I mean, that's a classic criticism of the Bible, to be fair. But no, what she was referring to, she was like, the Ten Commandments aren't the same Ten Commandments in that version of the Bible. And she's referring to the whole thing about the Catholic Church who changed the fourth commandment. Anyway, that's theology. I'm not getting into it. My main point is Jimmy Church was talking about stuff which is at the core of what I love to discuss and study and all the rest of it. Oh, dude, I didn't get to do the news. Music's here. Oh, that is so disappointing. Anyway, Boris Johnson survived his thing. He is not being kicked out of office. Antarctica researchers uncover hidden world found deep beneath. I can't read the rest of that title because the music's running out. Challenge Annika is returning to TV Channel 5 after 30 years of being away. UK petrol prices are closing in at £100. Man, I better go. I'm so sorry. I timed out. Join me back after the break. We'll have Ravkan. Yeah, man. Back after the break. All right. Take care. I say take care. Okay, welcome back to... Oh. Got a little bit worried there. Welcome back to TAJ Talks. You are now... we are now into the talk proper. I've got to find a better way of saying that. I don't like saying that. The talk proper. That sounds lame. Anyway, you're back with me. I am very, very excited. Can you tell? Got a smile that I can't really stop smiling with. Does make sense. Yeah, I got a little bit worried there because I saw my levels. This is really a bad way to do an intro to a segment when I just keep looking at my screen and going, oh yeah, my fucking levels are on. Ooh! Oopsie! Just swore. It happens, man. I'm only human. It happens. Yeah. Sorry to my niece and nephews if they were watching this. I wonder if they're watching this. I wonder if they ever... I wonder how old they will be when they watch this. I wonder where I'll be when they watch this. I wonder what life would have taken a really bad turn. They end up in the high street, as I said to you last time. Anyway, welcome back to TAJ Talks. This is TAJ Talks. I'm doing my levels, just head turning that way. Yeah, it's looking good. A little bit too crazy though. Those wave pans and spikes all over the place. Anyway, we're recording. As I say, I'm not doing any editing in the first podcast. We're just going to do this as it is. But we are recording, and now I can truly say we, because there is a we. Now, Bob had to leave. He took his headless, bodiless body, combination of both, headless and bodiless. If he's headless and bodiless, he's just nothing. He doesn't exist. He's a nobody. He's a nobody. That was going to be part of the trailer. Anyway. So, Bob had to go. And in Bob's place, ladies and gentlemen, just as we have in that intro of the whole TAJ Talks, the moment we have all been waiting for. Isn't that right, Mr. Ravkan? Welcome to TAJ Talks, Rav. Yeah, man. Oh, this is so weird.
Good to be here, man. Good to be here.
It's
I'm
good.
not there, but I'm good to be here in my room.
Rav, it is like you're here. Literally. I'm looking across at you over there in the guest position. He's not a guest. But I'm looking over there and it's like you're here. This is so weird. Dude, mate, we are here. You are here. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for your patience just now as well. We were doing that whole sound check and all the rest of it. And man, that's one thing about you, Rav. You have so much patience. Crazy amounts of patience. But thank you for that, dude. Yeah, man. How's it looking on your side? How's it all going on your side?
It's looking lovely. You look very pretty.
Looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Well,
it looks so pretty. Man, oh my god, man.
I did it just for you, Rav. I mean, the hair and everything. You didn't catch it, but I was talking about how I did the hair as my my Japanese hairstyle. Because whenever I go man bun, I feel like I'm in Japanese territory. I don't know if that's true. I think man bun is quite a Japanese thing. I don't know what you know about it, but
like a menu from Bagama, man bun.
From what?
Man bun. Can I have one man bun with noodles?
I need to put chopstick in there. That's what I need to do. That will make it with noodles.
With noodles, yeah, man bun noodles.
What do you mean, man bun with noodles?
Like, no, it sounds like a dish from Bagama. It's a noodle with copious amounts of hair in it.
Man bun with noodles. They really should put that on the menu. Man bun noodles. The man bun noodles special. Nice.
Well, it sounds Japanese. Man bun noodles. The way you say it, man bun noodles. Man bun noodles.
Man bun noodles.
Man bun.
Let's not go there, Rav. We're going to get dangerously close to already offending people if we start going in a certain direction way too early. But no, listen, whatever it is, yeah, man, as long as everything's looking good on your side, you're looking obviously at me as the head on or what's another way we can refer to that head-on face shot, Rav? We could call it a dead face shot. I call it a dead face shot with Rav, just so you all know. That's a dead face shot over there.
But if it hasn't got a body or a head, then it's got feet, right? It's got feet.
What has? Are you talking about Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob. Yeah, Bob's yeah, if he hasn't got a body and he hasn't got feet and he's just got a head. Yeah, he's man, let me grab him.
Hey, don't leave him out, man. Grab him.
Yeah, man, he had to sort of make way for. Yeah, there he is. Say hello to Rav.
Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Hello,
Yes, mate. I could just put him here for the rest of the interview, but that's gonna be really, really random from you and for all three of these cam reviews and for the people who are.
No, sorry. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Let's see how it works. All right.
Yeah.
I like doing that. I can just, I think I saw that in a Disney film where the guy strums his fingers like that. I think it was Robin Hood. I like.
It could be like a stress ball, like a stress head.
Yeah, he's. I tell you, Rav, he's ended up being quite Silent Bob. Jeez, he should be called Silent Bob. Do you remember Silent Bob from what was it? Those films with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Dogma. Do you remember Dogma?
Yeah.
There was a character, Silent Bob, wasn't there?
I don't remember.
Yeah, there was the surfer dude guy, the guy who was always getting stoned, and then there was Silent Bob. Dude, his other name, man, there's so many layers to Bob. Even my housemate was saying, he was like, I'm so glad that you kept his name as Bob. But anyway, Rav, let's get back on track. Let's not. You're supposed to be here to tame the tangents. You're supposed to be helping me, but as I mentioned last time, I think there's a this could only get worse with your influence. This might start going a bit crazy. Okay, so Ravkan. Now, I want to start off with this and just say to everyone, Rav is for you, Ravkan. He is for me, Ravkan. But you wanted to be known when we were talking about this. You were saying, I'm Ravkan. Introduce me as Ravkan. Who is Ravkan?
No, it's like I've known on my YouTube account as Ravkan, but my first name is Rav, my last name is Khan. So I've just combined them. That's how intelligent it gets. Combined.
That is pretty impressive though, because it's got.
It took me so long to think of that, like so long.
Really?
Like all of 1 minute. Ravkan.
But it works. I mean, Rav can do your productions. Rav can help you do two mics. I mean, when you think about it, the what's the word for it? The double entendre? Is that the thing that they call it?
Double entendre.
Look at me trying to sound all fancy.
I know.
Double entendre. Nah, whatever it is. Anyway, the double meanings. The double meanings of the name Ravkan is. I'm gonna get rid of Bob. He's getting in my way, Rav. I think he's he's doing all right. He has just wrecked the last 3 minutes of that guest shot though, because the back of his head is almost blocked. We got to get rid of Bob. See you later.
Has he got Sennheiser headphones?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, he's got the Sennheiser headphones, which is obviously what the guest would be wearing. But when the guest is not here, Bob likes to pretend he's a guest, even though he don't say nothing. Stares at me all silent and stuff. Say again.
They work headphones.
Yeah, these headphones work. Yeah. I just haven't plugged them in yet. Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. Thanks for the recommendation, man. You saved me a lot of hassle, not just with the headphone recommendation, but so much. But the headphones, I remember, Rav, when I started looking into all the headphones, and I was just thinking, man, there are so many different. Let me get rid of Bob. There are so many different options for headphones, and that I tell you something, Rav. Okay, let's just do this. In terms of the podcast. You know what I've realized is one of the real difficulties of just not just the podcast, but just the world we live in. I've got segments for you, and I think I'm going to switch the segments around now because we've already started going into it. But I wanted to do a little bit of a chat with you about the philosophy and theory and metaphysical, even that's not the right word, you know, the kind of the existential aspect of what podcasting is. And I didn't hit record. Wow. Well, I didn't hit record on the Skype. Well, we're gonna have you on audio to begin with. At least, we've got you on audio. Yeah, that's my thing though, Rav, is I don't do second edits. What I'll do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, luckily, hopefully that's recording. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll use the guest shot where you've been filmed on that camera. So they've still seen you, but they've just seen you on that camera. And now I'll start feeding in when I do the editing. I'll start feeding in with this Skype shot, which has you in. So it's kind of a good thing that I have put you over there. Yeah, I was going to say to you, Rav, I wanted to get into the philosophical aspects of this whole podcast thing. You know, what is a podcast really? Why do you think the rise of the podcast has happened? So these are the kind of things that I want to talk to you about. Actually, I'm going to kind of save most of that for maybe one of our next segments. I want to do a bit of a background, just so everyone really is aware of who you are, how me and you know each other. But I have got one thing I just want to say to you on that whole philosophical thing, since you mentioned the headphones and how I was talking about the crazy amount of research that it took. You know, one of the things I realized, Rav, not just podcasts, but just the world we live in, we have so many options, and options are a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, when I just remember when I was creating the logo and on Canva and looking at the word named TAJ, I've got a Canva page with, I had it, I've deleted it now accidentally, should have kept that. It was full of TAJ, and it was just all the variations of the font, the font style TAJ. I mean, thank goodness I could just pick the color red, and I just went, it's got to be red. But man, it's such a difficult thing in life when you just go, right, I need to do something, right, how am I going to do it? And the options are in front of you. This podcast has been a nightmare in the sense of I have so many options. Compressors, equalizers, Studio One, all this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to put a compressor. Okay, I'm going to do audio ducking. Okay, what level, what decibel? There's just options on every single front. So yeah, I just want to say thank you as well, man, because you've been really, you helped me get through to the nitty gritty of what needs to be done.
I think regardless of options there's with equipment and compressors and delays and stuff like that, like we weren't given options as we were kids. Like in the 80s, forget the audio stuff, but we've got more options now, but limited options that we had in the 80s.
It's definitely a thing, isn't it?
Bluetooth suites and stuff, and like music and TV programs, so limited options. Now we can watch anything.
Man,
Netflix too.
I mean, you're right. I mean, we only have to go back. How many years ago was it when they had the big launch of Channel 5, you know? And in our parents' generation, it was the launch of Channel 4. And in our time, we've gone from that world to what? Sky, Netflix. You're right. I mean, do you think that the world was a better place when there weren't so many options?
The world was simple, I think.
Does simpler mean better?
For me, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think simple life is the best life.
Mm.
When you got complicated life, it gets too kind of confusing. Everything gets confusing.
You see, we're already getting into something. You see, because this is coming into this whole thing about, like, you know, when we talk about, especially when you talk about amongst religious communities and philosophical people, and they start to talk about, you know, free will, and they start talking about the importance of free will. But you only have to go back to that one story. I mean, it's probably in so many different religious stories as well. But of course, Garden of Eden, they're given, and Rav, they weren't even given the option of, like, hey, do you want to watch Netflix or do you want to eat from this tree? It's like they wasn't even in it. Do you want to watch Man of the High Castle? They had two options: eat from the tree, don't eat from the tree. It's your option. It's your choice. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen as a result of it, but It's your, and they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle two choices. And then you think about where we are today. And as I say, it's a gift and a curse.
Question for you. Is Adam and Eve solely Christianity? Or could it be like Hinduism too?
No,
like, could it be Rama Sita?
Yeah.
Be like Christian and his wife too. I can't remember her name. Could it also be like, one of the gurus and stuff and his wife?
You mean the principle that comes from the story of Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
The principle definitely can be applied. Definitely. I mean, the principle of Adam and Eve applies to every man and woman. Definitely. Yeah. As a narrative story, is it something that's something that belongs only to the Christian faith? Well, actually, really, it's the Jewish faith, really, the Hebrew faith, and so the Judeo-Christian, I suppose Abrahamic, because even in Islam they refer to Adam a lot. It's a massive thing.
Yeah.
But is it only part of the Abrahamic faith? I think, to be honest, I don't know enough about creation stories in Hinduism. I know Sikhism doesn't really have a creation story, but I think that there must be some kind of parallel when we talk about, as you mentioned, Rama and Sita. I think there must be something. But Rama and Sita, we know that their story, I mean, that whole Mahabharat thing and the Ramayana, Ranj. Ranj, your name, Ranj. I forget about the names. I'm just going to start doing the names now. So Ranj is a good friend of mine and Rav's, everyone. And Ranj used to go on about the Ramayana. I remember once he just turned to me randomly, and we were sitting somewhere, or we're out somewhere, and he just went, "Do you know what I was thinking, Taj?" And I just said to him, "Was it something about the Ramayana?" Because I'd heard so much about and he started cracking up because he was just like, "Man, do I talk about the Ramayana that much?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yes, you do.
You do. You do. The same way that I talk. I probably did a lot more back those days, talking about my Christianity and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know enough about it, Rev. I mean, you tell me. Like, wasn't Rama and Sita they were just two people along the story? They are like the kind of the characters who come after the first man and woman. But is there a creation story in the Bhagavad Gita?
But apparently they met before that. Like they met in heaven. Apparently
Who?
In heaven.
Who?
Rama Sita. So Rama Sita was an incarnation for the earth. On earth.
Yes.
They call Rama Sita on earth, but if they want on earth, they call something else. They're called Vishnu. Vishnu is like the god of, I can't remember his name, is life, I think it is. God of life. And Vishnu, he used to have a wife. Vishnu was also in his environment too. But she came down as Sita. And he came down as Ram, Vishnu.
Do you know, I was watching the Mahabharata on YouTube. They've got the thing on YouTube, the old classic. I remember when I was younger watching it, obviously mum and dad. I used to love the giants in there, man. There was huge. Remember there was giants, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting because there's accounts of giants in the Bibles as well, David and Goliath, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I remember that bit. I only watched like the first 3 episodes because, man, it was made in the 80s or something like that, and it was just terrible production value. But I was watching that, and it was, there was a lady who came to visit a king or a prince, and she kept taking the baby. Every time they had a baby, she would take the baby and drown it in the river. And the king was so confused. He was like, "What's going?" And everyone, the courtiers, were saying the queen's gone crazy and all this kind of stuff. And then, yeah, you're right. She revealed it, and she said, and then she disappears into the water as well. A bit like Arthurian legends, with the Lady of the Lake. So, I think we're kind of answering your question to a certain extent. Like there's overlapping themes here, whether it's Arthurian legends, myths. Whether it's biblical accounts of creation, which some would say is myth, some would say it's not historical. I'm not going to go into all that stuff right now, but there are parallels. Anyway, and she goes into this lake, she drowns the kid again, and then she just disappears into the lake. And then she comes out of the lake. He thinks that she's disappeared forever, she's died. And then she comes out of the lake and she visits him walking on the water or something. And she said, I was your bride in heaven, and you did something. My dad didn't like the way you looked at me in a certain way. And so in order to kind of teach you a lesson about how to respect, I don't know what it was, something like that, basically saying that there was some previous lifetime and all this kind of stuff. So yes, that rings a bell, man. That starts to make me think. So you're saying that Adam and Eve,
And to me, like Adam and Eve is just a name. It's just a name, right?
Yeah.
So that could be anything. That could be anyone. But I think we shouldn't just restrict it to Christianity, Adam and Eve.
Right.
We should keep it as like, you know, Rama Sita or anyone, Christian and his wife, Christian Radha, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you. There's a sense that the principle can be applied, but if you start to go down who were the first two? You know, what they have name? What were their names? And in the process of human history, we may have like given them. You know, one culture has decided to call them Ramas. I don't think it's Ram and Sita though. What were the names of the first two in Hindu mythology? Do you know what the names of the first two people?
No, I don't.
That'd be interesting to know, because Adam means soil, I think, or earth. I should know this. I used to anyway. I think it was. I think it's earth. And Eve, obviously, but for those who don't know, Eve is Chava. So from the Hebrew Chava, which is for first woman, I think it is. I think it's first woman or breath. Chava. I think Chava might even mean breath of life, something like that. So almost like creator. Anyway, so you have those names and you start to wonder, wait, were they actually called Adam and Eve, or was that almost like symbology that they gave them in the Genesis account? Anyway, Rav, we've gone straight into flipping section 4 of my... This was supposed to be something later on. I was going to come back to... That's brilliant, though. I'm going to come back to... let's talk about Ravkan... Okay.
I put out this the story. It says that the title is "Cannabis Products with High THC Levels Do Chronic Pain." That's the headline. But then it says, I'll read it to you. It says cannabis products containing the active ingredient THC do relieve chronic pain in the short term, scientists have revealed. And it says the study is one of the first into its pain relieving properties, despite many products being legalized and sold across the US. So they reckon, like, you know, cannabis has been proven to relieve like pain, which is a good thing, because when you are like disabled, for example, like a lot of people who are disabled in America, they use it, and here they use it, in the UK they use it, but they use it illegally.
Why did you mention that? Did it just pop up on your feed or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about what the merits of using cannabis? That there's actually medicinal reason for having cannabis?
Yeah. No, there are, because it's been proven, like cannabis is being proven to relieve pain for a lot of people, more than the medicine.
Yeah, I mean, but isn't that just because you're high though? I mean, is it actually the cannabis that is helping pain relief, or is it just the fact that you're putting a toxin in your body, and so it's like if you drink enough alcohol, you're gonna stop feeling pain as well, right? Because you just plastered because you drunk so much alcohol. But I know that there is something definitely of value in the research when they're doing in terms of medicinal use of cannabis. Think about cannabis as well, though. I don't know, this is another random thing that we're doing, but cannabis was made. There are molecules in the brain which they say are actually shaped to be receptors for the THC. So the THC in the cannabis is actually made almost like something on the earth is made for the brain. And you start to think, wait a second. I talk about design, talk about creation. You start thinking, wait a second, is that just random fluke? Did evolution do that? And did it just randomly come together? As I say, Rav, we're going into rabbit holes already. What I wanted to do is I wanted to say, Rav, we are here. Well, I can't believe we're doing this. I want to just go back to this thing of where did this come from? This whole podcast thing in your mind? When did you? Because I've mentioned to everyone about the What's It's video and the 2 mics and that whole thing, but just so everyone knows, me and Rav go back to, what year was it, Rav, when we went for Ranger's Stag?
1948.
1948. That's right.
yes.
19. It was that.
How can you forget?
1948. We were at Ranger's Stag. I think it was 2012. And me and Rav and Ranj and all the lads were there. And Vic is also, I got to mention Ranj's name. But Vic, I think I would not have met you or any of those guys if it wasn't for Vic. So that's a really key. And we're not going to see him now. He's gone for how many years? 4 years?
He's probably going to be back like on and off and stuff, just to visit and stuff. His parents so
I'm going to have to grab him at some point and then just say, man, come down here and let's do this. But yeah, if it wasn't for Vic, that's a whole nother story, just how I met Vic. But if it wasn't for Vic, I wouldn't have met you. And if it wasn't for Vic and introducing me to the lads, and I met Ranj, and then got invited to Ranj's Stag, and then I was on the Stag, and I think that was the first time me and you really kind of met. We'd done, oh, mate, and that's the music. Dude, yeah. Are we just having too much fun? All right, we're going to have to pick this up. Yeah. Shh. Less talking. More talking. It's TAJ Talks. We'll be back after this break with Ravkan, and we're just going to carry on. Just carry on the discussion. I'm going to try and get it organised to some extent. It's all new. All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Join us after the break. TAJ Talks with Ravkan. Welcome back to TAJ Talks. You're here with me, Taj, like Taj Mahal. but I don't say Taj Mahal. You say Taj Mahal. The other people say Taj Mahal. And I always say it's not Taj Mahal, it's Taj. It's not like Taj, it's Taj. And they'll be like, oh. I don't mind. I don't mind, but I keep saying it. Jeez. I'm in denial. Anyway, welcome back to TAJ Talks. You're here with... this is talk number 2. So we are on a roll. I don't feel like I'm centered. I'm looking at that one over there. Kind of like off-center. I wanted to get Uma Thurman in there a bit more. You can see her now. Anyway. We're here with Rav. We were just talking and going crazy. So, hold on. We're here with Rav. But why? I guess that's the thing we haven't really covered, Rav, is who is Rav? What is Rav in terms of the whole TAJ Talks thing? I keep saying Rav is not a guest. Why are you not a guest? Let's start going into all of that. We'll pick up on where we started going on. You're just as bad as me when it comes to tangents, man. But yeah, man.
No,
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Mate, we went into Rama and Sita and Adam and Eve and Mahabharat. We done Mahabharat, man. Come on. And then you threw in cannabis just randomly from nowhere as well. Of course we're doing tangents. You're worse than me. Oh, man. Clipping huge amounts. 128 clip. That's terrible. Oh, man. I'm going to have to turn that gain down a bit. I'm getting too excited. That's going to be bad. But anyway, it's all learning. So yeah, man. Let's just lay that out for the people who are watching. So, Rav, how do you see yourself in this whole TAJ Talks thing? Like, I'm genuinely interested. How do you see your role in this TAJ Talks thing? Because you know how I see you, and you did see the first podcast, and we got to talk about that. But yeah, go on. What is?
I feel like maybe I can add an extra to your podcast, like just opinions and also like information and stories and stuff.
Man, you're selling yourself short. You're saying it like, I just want to come on your podcast every now and then. I'll just add some stories and just talk. Man, Rav, you are the man behind. You're more than. That's what I'm saying. I keep saying this, everyone. Rav is not a guest. He's not a guest. He is. I explained this in the first half, the introduction, Rav. And I said that you are the second leg of TAJ Talks. This doesn't stand on one leg. As you've said, Daniel, I've already mentioned Daniel, was someone else who'd said to me before, he was like, you got to get a team. When you do these things, anything that happens, you got to have a team. So guests are going to be the core of this. Guests are what make this TAJ Talks. So I was saying, but you've done so much more for making this thing happen, and I'm not just talking about the technical side of it, just the encouragement, man, just over the years. So okay, that's how you see it. Okay, we can definitely do that. We can have conversations.
It's almost like you should have started this podcast ages ago. But like everyone who's spoken to you, like friends and like friends of friends, they always say like TAJ is so funny, TAJ is so entertaining, TAJ is this, TAJ is that. Even my sister said that. My sister said that the other day. She's like, TAJ is so funny. He's so interesting the way he says. I'm like, the reason is because he's intelligent the way he speaks.
Yeah, I always felt like I was just going to be an idiot. I always felt like I was just. That's why I didn't do this, because I'm an idiot. Rav. This is
a clever idiot.
a clever idiot.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, there was. Did you hear that thing from Mike Tyson? I said it on the last podcast. Did you hear what Mike Tyson said? Have you seen Mike Tyson's latest thing with Joe Rogan?
No.
He said, before you become the master, you have to first be the fool.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a bigger reaction there, Rav. I thought you were going to be like.
I'm thinking like that sounds similar to Bruce Lee's thing.
Whose?
Bruce Lee.
Oh, maybe Tyson took it from Bruce Lee. Why?
It was still a Bruce Lee thing. I can't remember what it is. Basically, the same kind of thing, like master and student stuff first.
Yeah, in order to become the master, you must first be the student or something like that, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that makes me feel. When I heard that from Tyson, I was like, man, Tyson, number one, Tyson saying that. And then number two, I'm thinking, wow. I mean, that comes back to what you were saying. Like, this should have happened a long time before. Like I said, Rav, I just had so many inner doubts, inner fears. I've been thinking about this for a while, this concept. And I think life, as Daniel, the guy from work, which you haven't met Daniel yet, but at some point, hopefully, you can meet Daniel. But even he had said that you need a team and all this kind of stuff. But life seems to be something that you can't do life on your own. Life is not, as they say, no man is an island to himself. But yeah, man, life seems to deliver you into situations where you are challenged to believe in yourself. And when you struggle to believe in yourself, it's as if the missing piece of who you are and who you are discovering yourself to be comes through other people. And I tell you, Rav, yourself, Auntie Heather, has been a huge influence for me and a huge encourager. But I think it just takes. I think it's self-belief, Rav. I just think sometimes we all do this. I think we all. There's things that I can see in you that you probably can't see in yourself. And I think it takes someone else to recognize the things that we could do and the talent that we may have. And then someone else to just kind of give us that push and encouragement and all the rest of it. But
it's almost like, you live with yourself, right? So it's almost like, that's something that I just do, but you just kind of forget this is that you do. Like, you only realize it, like, when someone comes up to you and as it says, like, you do this. Oh, do I?
Right. Yeah. You can't see your own self. We can't see our own selves. And that's again getting quite sort of philosophical. It's almost as if like you're a walking mirror for me. I see who I am when I'm interacting with you. And often we have like fallings out with people, and we can have really bitter disputes, all this kind of stuff. And often I think what we're realizing, what we should be realizing, is that's saying as much about us as it is about the other person. There's something, and often we going into cycles with the same people, the same types of people again and again and again, and you start to wonder. And that's why I think there is something to life where it feels like there's some weird matrixy design here, man. There's definitely something going on here. But yeah, I mean, why this didn't happen,
it's so strange. Like, going back to that, Taj, I've never, like, touch word, I've never had a bitter dispute ever with anyone. Like, ever with anyone.
That's amazing that you can say that, man.
I've never had it. Like, with me, it's like if I'm going to get into an argument with someone, I just walk away. Not walk away as in, like, like, I don't want to hear it. I'll hear the story first, but then I'll say, like, when you're all right, then talk to me.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, that's one thing to do the act of walking away, but to walk away without even holding any kind of bitterness within you.
Yeah.
That's a gift to be able to do that. That's a skill, a gift, a blessing. Like, you don't even get ticked off. No one says anything to you, and you just don't. No,
I get ticked off about certain things, but I'm not like, I need to hold this this kind of argument forever. I don't. It's just like, I'll be upset for about a day, or I'll be angry for about a day, but that's it.
Man.
But then I'd have a cappuccino and a chocolate.
Oh, mate, I was going to say to you, usually we would be having a coffee right now as well. This pretty much is, I mean, you're on eye level as well, even though you would be taller than me if you were sitting. But you're pretty much sitting. Yeah, we maybe next break, man. I'm gonna grab a coffee, and then when we come back from the next break, we'll make this into our coffee break, a coffee catch up, a coffee conversations. Yeah, because I mean that's the thing. Just so everyone else knows, me and Rav, Rav's definitely a coffee man. I think we hardly really go and do like beers or anything. It's more coffees, isn't it?
I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol.
Dude, I wasn't so great the last time I had that pint. Remember what happened to me? I got all grumpy, man. I was not in a good place. I was like, I want to go home. Oh.
I don't know. With me, I just watch and kind of take people home, and that's it. I've never been a drinker ever.
No, I know you've never. Ha! Come on, you've never.
I tried it, but I've never been a drinker.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You've never been a drinker. Yeah, not in the same way that us guys used to be, and it is used to be. I don't think any of us guys really are like that anymore.
Got kids, that's why. Everyone's got kids.
I don't have kids, but I stopped just because I just can't keep going at that pace, man. Especially with the way we used to do it. But yeah, no. It was nice. The last couple of times we met up, though. I say couple of times. It literally was the last time for your birthday when we met up at the restaurant, and it was so good to see everyone again.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I remember even that time. I remember Randall was like, "Oh, do you want a beer? Do you want a beer?" And I was like, "Maybe later." And that's the new level that I've been at for a while now. It's just like I could, but not just yet. I'll have one and I'll save it to the end.
Yeah.
And that's a difference to how things used to be. But anyway, yeah, man. So how did we get on to talking about all this stuff? We did coffee breaks. We're talking about things before that. I can't remember. Okay, here's something I wanna get to. Man, you're into hip hop. When did that happen? Like, I've known you for over a decade. And I never have ever. The last time we spoke on a phone, not the last time, but when we spoke on a phone some days ago, mate, you were churning out hip hop tracks. Like you were so boosted, and I was thinking, there's things about Rav I've never even realized. But yeah, so talking about like, I was gonna say like, what is it that your background has been in? It's been music. It's been Caravan Crooks.
Yeah.
Was the music production always in the, I don't want to call it Bollywood and just make it so cliche, say Bollywood, but was it what would you call it, Bhangra music or Asian music, or how would you label your genre, or was it?
No, I don't listen to Bhangra music at all, man. It's not my kind of music. Bhangra music. Hindi stuff is good because it's like, I don't really listen to it, but the music and the composition in Hindi music are amazing. Amazing. And the songwriting too for the Hindi music is so good.
But songs. So you're talking about Hindi music in terms of the Bollywood kind of movie soundtrack music?
I'm talking about old school Hindi music, not the current one now. Current Hindi music now is like, not good. But the old school one, when Lata Mangeshkar was alive.
Oh, Lata Mangeshkar.
That's the one.
Yeah, but she used to do all of her stuff. I only know Lata Mangeshkar from her. She's always the one who's singing the female part in these Bollywood films.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had a career outside of Hollywood, Bollywood, but I'm guessing she's that amazing. She probably, of course, she does. Right?
She was so good, man. She's invincible. I say she is still alive.
She's still alive, right?
Yeah, I think in spirit, like everyone will say, like when they hear a song, it's almost like, you know, Lata would have done Lata would do much better than this.
So when you said you prefer, you don't like Bhangra, it's never really your thing, but old school Hindi. When you say old school Hindi, what's old school Hindi is Lata Mangeshkar.
Yeah. And Kishore Kumar and Mohammed Rafi and stuff.
Oh, Mohammed Rafi.
Asha Bhosle, her sister.
Don't know who that. I don't know. My dad would love this episode, actually, this podcast, because my dad would be like, yeah, man. Yeah. He'd be like, your mum is so tired. But yeah, man. In joke, me and Rav. In joke. And I'm talking to everyone out there, and they're like, who the hell is Lata Mangeshkar? Who is, I don't know the other names, Mohammed Rafiki? Who are these people? I don't know who these people are. Yeah. Yeah, we go, it's the broad audience, man. Talking to all my, I was about to mention the part of London where I'm from, but I'm not going to do that. There's certain things I want to keep secret. Yeah, so to all I'll say is Heathland people. Yo, my Heathland people. Oh, man, that's it. I'm gonna
West London people.
West London. Oh, no. Now they're going to know. That's it. They know where I'm from now. Ah, dude. Because like Googling it, Heathland. Where's West London Heathlands? People will start finding out. That's it. The people are going to start throwing bricks through my parents' windows again, even though I'm not living there.
I didn't tell you this. Like, I went to Heathlands like after my high school, first time.
What do you mean you went to Heathlands after your high school?
I thought I was gonna not go to college and go sixth form.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, it was so different to what I knew. Like, I didn't know anyone there.
You came from Featherstone, right?
Yeah, I didn't know anyone there.
Yeah,
everyone in Heathlands, they kind of knew each other because it was like middle school to high school and sorry to college and stuff. And yeah, I didn't know anyone there.
And what? So what happened? You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it.
So
I didn't like it because I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
They had like their own cliques and stuff.
Mate, I always felt for those people who came in. We had people come from Featherstone, Villiers, I've forgotten the other ones, but we had these people coming in and joining us.
Yeah.
Where was the other one?
Cranford, Piston.
Yeah, I think those are the other ones. And I remember when we had a new intake, things got weird in sixth form because you had people that you'd known from year 7, and then they decided that, the college years, they were just like, right, I'm not doing college, I'm just dropping out. I'm going to go off and work and do something. And so you'd lose a lot of your friends, just be like, oh, he's not coming back. Or the school wouldn't let them back in, so they'll be like, you're not going into sixth form. And I mentioned, funnily enough, you're mentioning this, we're talking about this, I actually mentioned Mr. Quirk. Was Mr. Quirk there when you went to Heathlands? Do you remember Mr. Quirk? You probably weren't there long enough.
I don't know. Who? Mr. Quirk?
Yeah, Mr. Quirk. Captain Quirk, I used to call him. Not to his face, but...
Mr. Quirk, nah, don't know.
Yeah, he was the head of sixth form. But yeah, he was, you know what? He was actually the guy behind the scenes that ran that place. I'm telling you, man. He was the guy. Everyone feared him, even the headmaster himself. I think the headmaster feared him, Mr. Patar.
Was he a physics teacher or biology or science teacher? Maths teacher?
He was a history teacher.
Oh, okay.
He was a history teacher, man. That guy was a very intelligent man, a very wise man, he was one of those guys, strict. I wouldn't even say fair, but firm. It was usually just very firm, and you just didn't mess around. Rav, he literally just had to just look at you, and that was it. He would like Medusa, just turn you into stone.
Demon headmaster.
Yeah, there was a whole demon. Oh, mate. There was actually a guy who came in who looked like the demon headmaster. Actually looked like the demon headmaster.
Yeah.
And for those of you at home, they're probably wondering who's the demon headmaster. I could do a screen share thing here. Let's try a screen share. Let's do demon headmaster and go to. No, this is not going to work because my thing. I can't do screen share. Nope, not going to work. Why is that not working? All right, okay, hold on. So you do screen share, and I go here. I can't see the screen. There's your Skype call is being recorded. Okay. Demon Headmaster, the British television series. Can you see that, Rav?
Yeah.
Where's his image? That guy. You remember that guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's scary.
So we had a guy. I think his name was Mr. He was either Mr. Nichols. I should remember his name. He was brilliant, man. He came in and he looked like this guy, but he was such a nice guy. He was funny and he was fair but firm as well, a bit like Quirk. But I think Quirk started to feel the competition because he was like, oh, mate, here's another guy who's got grey sideburns like me, but he's also a little bit younger, taller, and he's basically me, but this guy's got a little bit of humour. And then Quirk started cracking jokes after that. Anyway, I'm talking about my whole youth and my childhood, reminiscing. But anyway, yeah, man, Demon Headmaster. We had a guy who came in as well. Huge tangents, massive tangents. We were doing well until we started going into Heathlands. What were we saying before that? I can't even remember. Why did I even mention West London? Oh yeah, we were talking about music, Lata Mangeshkar, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that your beginnings in terms of creativity, listen, this is when I say like Ravkan is not just a guest. You are like the engine in terms of someone that is in the world of creativity. You've been it for years. How many years now have you been working in a creative capacity?
All my life. All my life.
Have you never had another job in a sort of another kind of industry?
I can't do anything else. I can't repair cars. I can't make houses and stuff. I can't really do anything else. I need to be creative with my hands.
So
with my head, with my mind.
When you came out from sixth form, you didn't go Heathland, but you went. When you came out, what did you go and do? You didn't go to uni?
I went to college first.
Yeah.
I studied there in college, and I met all my friends there too.
Yeah.
And then I went to music college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where?
SAE.
Where?
SAE. SAE.
SAE.
Yeah.
Where's that? That's in West London somewhere.
Nah, North London. North London.
Oh, mate. I didn't even know that.
It's kind of well known, this SAE. But it's like the one that I had was in North London. And also work in the studio too, like as a tape op. You call it tape op, which is like a studio assistant.
Rav, man, I didn't even know that. So you were actually, man, I thought you just self-taught yourself over the years. But you actually went to a music school.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't teach us how to make like kind of properly on like music on Logic. It's almost like, you know, they kind of gave the love for that, love for music production. So then I just kind of picked up Logic and started learning it myself.
So what was the course actually about? What were they actually teaching you?
Sound engineering.
Sound engineering.
Yeah.
Mate, sound engineering. So kind of similar to what I'm doing with my other job, the radio job.
Yeah.
That's freaky, man. That's freaky. That's how is okay. Okay. And then so you came out with your qualifications in sound engineering, but then you started to develop a love for music production. Yeah. So were you making music even before you went to college? Is that what led you to go, I'm going to go to college, music school?
I was doing remixes with my cousin. Because he was a DJ, right, back in the days. I used to go to his house every day, well, every week, right? And he used to pull out all his vinyls and stuff. We used to kind of remix vinyls.
Okay.
Like make a track of our own just for using vinyls. But then I thought, like, you know, I can go better than this. I need to get a keyboard and start learning how to make music. So then I started making music.
Was that Ajay you're talking about?
Yeah,
Ajay's another one of the lads, everybody. So you're getting all the names in here. I'm just going to mention all the lads. So I might as well. Anyway, they'll crop up as and when the conversations go along. Ajay was the second. No, he wasn't part of Caravan Crooks, was he?
No.
Okay. So because I know Ajay was into music, he was a DJ. He wasn't a producer as such.
He's getting into production now.
Oh,
he's
really?
into like drum and bass. He's always loved like drum and bass in production, but it's like, you know, when I listen to it, it's like that's good, but it's not my style of music. Drum and bass.
Okay, that's more Joe's kind of thing.
Yeah,
hey, there you go, another one. One by one. And okay, we might, since we're talking about it, you've got, you know what? Actually, to be fair, amongst all the guys, music is actually the biggest defining thing.
Glue, yeah, the glue.
Is that how you guys all met each other? Was it through music or like?
I met because of my cousin, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I met him like because I figured out he liked music because of the DJs and stuff, DJ turntables and stuff.
Yeah.
And we used to make like, you know, like every week we used to make like a remix.
Yeah.
Ranjit, who's in a band, I used to know him because I knew him like since like kind of middle school.
School, yeah.
Yeah. So he was in my class in middle school, and I've known him since then, like year 8.
And Saab never went to school. So Saab is the other one of the lads. Saab never went to school with you and Ranj, though, did he?
He did, but he's in a different year.
Okay. Right. Because I always knew that there was a connection between you and Ranj, but then Saab was connected to Ranj through their group Temple. Go and check it out. They've reformed now, haven't they?
Yeah.
With
they're playing next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mate, you got to send me some links. I need to start. I'm going to start putting that in. Everybody go and check out Temple. That's Ranj, Tom, Saab. Yeah. It's just the three of them, isn't it?
Zach is racist.
Oh, mate, I didn't realize it was four. Okay. Never met Zach. I don't think I've even met. No, I think I met Tom at Vic's wedding. I think Tom was there. Yeah, man, there's a massive musical influence. Okay. So then, tell me a little bit though about Caravan, or tell everyone else. I know a little bit about it already, but Caravan Crooks. That was your first. That was your first artist name, right? That was you and.
No, Caravan Crooks I was a producer, and then Swami Barakas was the MC.
Right. So you actually produced and made the music.
Yeah.
And then he was.
He was the guy rapping on it.
So this comes back to the whole hip hop thing. So when you started to create your own content, you were actually going in the vein of hip hop.
I was going in the vein of like I need to make something kind of hard hitting.
Would you define it as hip hop though?
No, not really.
Really?
No. Yeah. If I play the tracks, it's just kind of because Caravan Crooks is almost like a jokey kind of group, right? It's almost like we talk about just random things.
Mm.
But we got a track called Scooter Sing, right? Which is a guy in South. He used to be a guy in Southall. He used to ride a scooter around the whole of Southall every day. So everyone knew him. Everyone knew him in Southall as Scooter Sing, as a sing who used to ride a scooter. And we made a song on him.
I think I saw him in Reading.
And also like, I also like
We've got the ad music, Rav. We're gonna have to.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll pick this up after the break. Yeah. It's good that you can hear it though, man. We'll pick that up after the break. You're talking about Ash King. Oh, don't say anything. Yeah, we'll be back after this break. 2 minutes. I'm gonna go grab a coffee, Rav. I don't know what you're doing. Are you gonna grab a coffee? We'll be back in 2 minutes. Join us for more TAJ Talks with Ravkan. Okay, welcome back to TAJ Talks. You are here with myself and Ravkan. Ravkan. You have options. Back with my coffee. I'll have a coffee, boss. Terrible New York accent. Sorry, butchered it. And we are discussing just who Ravkan is. We're just catching up over good times, reminiscing about the lads, and we're going to carry on in this next hour. So we've got 2 more segments coming up, Rav, and if you want, we can do what Jimmy Church calls overtime. Whenever he has a guest, he's not a guest, Rav's not a guest, but whenever Jimmy Church has someone on, he sometimes goes into that last segment and just does overtime. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll carry on this conversation. So you were just saying, as we came to the end of that last segment, you were talking about you did some work with Ash King. So when you were doing Caravan Crooks, you started, and then what? Just finish off. What were you saying before?
Ash King I've known like for ages, for ages and ages. I knew him before he did music, but then I think he was saying like I'm the first person that he made music with.
Ash said that about you. You were the first person.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
No, I don't really know. I don't know.
Wow.
Good question. I don't really know.
Family, friends, kind of thing. School friends.
No, not friends. He doesn't know what family guys. How did we meet? That's the question. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. We used to go to an open mic night.
Oh, okay.
Just go there, just check out new singers, right? And he was singing there, and I was like, "Dude, this guy's good, man." So then I started talking, and then he said, I live around the area. I was like, "Where?" And he said, "I live local, like half an hour away from me." I was like, "How do you know that?"
Where was this open? Sorry to interrupt you. Go on, say that again. And then since then
we started hooking up every week and stuff, and just developed a good friendship.
So where was that open mic night? Was it just somewhere random in London, like a?
Yeah.
And was it a Bhangra gig or some kind of? No.
I don't go to Bhangra gigs. I don't listen to that music.
But this is the weird thing. From what I know about Ash, he does Bhangra music.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he did. He did that one when you went to India, didn't you? You guys went and filmed in India.
No, he does Hindi, not Bhangra. He does Hindi.
Ah, to be fair. Yeah.
To be fair, they're all the same.
To be fair, they're all the same. No, I was going to say, to be fair, I don't think I've actually listened from start to finish to one of his tracks. You may have shown me before. Talking about showing. So in the break, we were just talking about, you found one of those videos. So this is Caravan Crooks. Should we just play? Okay, sum it up so everyone knows what we're about to do here. What is this video that we're about to play?
This video was the first track that me and Swami did, and then I got Ash on the song, and he sung the hook for it.
Okay, so this is now Caravan Crooks featuring Ash. Yeah. Nice. And this was what, 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Was this the first thing you'd produced, or along the way?
First thing, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
This is along the way. Okay. All right, let's just go to it. I'm going to screen share so everyone can see. And start sharing.
And also, the video was made by Anime in America. He's so good too.
Okay. So how did you find? See, this is the thing. You find people. Like, how did you find that guy from America?
I saw his showreel and I was like, can you make me a video? He's like, all right, cool. I paid him for it, but he's so good though. It's all 3D.
Okay.
It's only in a 3D software. And these things in the video, those are areas in the place where who filmed the video.
But it's all computer graphics generated.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is starting to make me think of Shanks and Bigfoot. Do you remember Shanks and Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Sweet Like Chocolate?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. All right, let's go to the video. I'm just going to go over here. All right. So here we go. Official video. Caravan Crooks. Okay, didn't realize it was like that. Featuring Ash King, Scooter Singh. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, it's silent to begin with, as we were saying. Let me just get your picture down here.
The following presentation, brought to you by Caravan Crooks and Ash King, is
also
solely intended for your listening pleasure. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is unintentional and purely coincidental. Please don't sue us. Enjoy the ride. They say a man's best friend is his dog, but who's got your back in these hardened slugs? No loyalties past and future. No girl competes with a man and his scooter. That's love, that's purely unconditional. Bound straight from the heart, less of the physical. What's there to explain? Instead, let's walk down memory lane on a Heathrow runway, skittling in. The story of a Southall legend begins. Touchdown with a small briefcase, but in cargo there's a big box with a wheelbase. Customs ask anything to declare?
Yes, fella, scooter, I brought mine here.
Stamped on the passport, learned all the codes. Time to stamp claim on these UK roads. When the engine revs and the windshield gleams like a flash on the ball.
All right, we got a bit of a flavour there. So you made that beat.
Yeah.
You made that beat, and then who is Scooter Singh? That's not Ash, is it? That's obviously not Ash.
No, Scooter Singh is a guy who kind of rides scooters in the place I live, like every day. Like everyone knows him,
and
because he rides a scooter.
Hold on, and these two guys, the crooks, that's you.
That's me and him.
That's you, isn't it?
I'm the grey one. Yeah, and the red one's Swami.
Man, that's Rav 11 years ago. And so, sorry, what were you saying? Scooter Singh is who? He's just some random guy that you guys...
He's a guy who rides scooters in the place I live, around there. And I say everyone knows him because of that. Because he just rides a scooter around all day.
Did you make any more? Because I know about this Caravan Crooks. I think I met you at the time when this... No, I couldn't have met you. Yeah, no. Yeah, 2010 it was uploaded. Yeah, I did know you at this time, and I think this was when I knew you were into like music and audio and all this kind of stuff, but I didn't hear of anything else that you guys had done. I think you stopped your audio at around about this time. Your music, I should say. What do you call it? Music production? What's
I was in another track. A second track, watch.
Okay, you've got okay. Hold on, let me. So this one's still playing. I wonder if I can make you a bit bigger. Oh yeah, I can. I should have made you a lot bigger before. All right. Well, that's. Let me just.
Okay, cut the beat, okay? Is this microphone on? Okay, all right, shut up now, okay?
It's that second video.
I'm going to try something new. Okay, I want you ladies.
South Hall.
You get one side. Gentlemen, you get on one side, okay? Now what I do, you do. Now listen, I got my scooter revving up. Want to come with me? Okay, I'll jump in the back now. Where is your house, man? I got my scooter revving.
Rav, I'm watching that and I can see I'm watching it and I can see all the different elements and the time it must have you know what is the biggest thing that I've learned? Number one, I just want to say I have so much more appreciation for anyone who creates anything, because it's one thing to have the idea, then to actually execute the idea and bring it to be, but then to edit it and put it. Looking at it compared to these days, what music videos are like, it's a different ballpark, right? Clearly, And I kind of, like to say, refer to Shanks and Bigfoot and how even back in those days when they were producing stuff, but there's so much that I can see in this that this must have taken time. How long did it take? Who did all the post editing with this?
The guy who made the video, Mike.
Oh yeah, okay, the American dude. You guys. What do they say? Scooter Sing by Caravan Crooks. You guys. What's that terminology when you give the thing to someone else? Export, not export. What's the word? I can't remember. All right. Anyway, just looking at the. Oh yeah, we're okay. We're heading up to. Wow, this thing goes fast. We're coming up to 10 minutes, and we've got another break. I'm going to bring you back in to full view. So stop screen share whilst you sort out that link. Confirm stop screen share. And oh wait, I did it again. I didn't hit record for this whole thing. I'm gonna have to do that Scooter. I'm gonna have to do the Scooter Sing using. Well, luckily that camera's recording, but I'll have to use Scooter Sing's actual, the actual YouTube. I can't believe that, man. I didn't hit record again. Talk about editing. This is going to be a weird one to edit. This is going to be really, really patchy. Rav is just finding some more stuff. Everybody, this is live, even though it's not. But as I say, no more edits. Ooh, I promise you, I have not edited. But no edits. So you're here with me whilst Rav is over there sorting out some stuff. What are you doing, Rav? You're trying to find. This is Rav does this. We'll be talking, and then he will just zone out, and he's not gonna be conversable. Is that a word? Until he's found the thing that he's looking for, which is not just for Rav. It's a lot of people. Oh, he's got it now. We better.
Okay. Back to Rav. Track is.
Yeah, it was a good video, man. As I say, I appreciate anyone who's doing music production or any kind of production. Mate, this segment has flown by. We're almost towards the end. Is that another one? Okay, let me grab that.
Here's backpack. The police.
All right. Oh,
this is no Caravan Crooks. This is the track I did performing.
All right. Let me do that. I'll do it over there. I'll tell you what I'll do. Oh wait, I'm so confused. What am I doing? I need to do screen share. That's what I need to do. Caravan Crooks. Start share. Screen share. Alright. Let's look at this. Oh mate, what's happened over here? This is the wrong one. Where is that video? Okay. Minimize you. There you are. Alright, so this is another one. And I am recording now. I just want to make sure. Am I recording this on Skype?
Yeah. Turn the volume up, TAJ.
Turn the volume up? Yeah. Here we go. So this is another one from Caravan Crooks, yeah?
No, this is Swami Records. This is me in production. There's not Caravan Crooks, this is Swami.
Oh, okay. So Swami was doing his own thing as well as doing Caravan Crooks. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the same year, 2010. I think the other one was 2010 as well. All right.
Swami, you're big.
Hey, it's Nihao.
Nihao, yeah.
Nihao from Radio. Is he Radio 1 or BBC Asian Radio? What is it? BBC Asian.
I think it's yeah. I'm not too sure.
I think he's not even just. It's not even just like BBC Asian Radio. I think he's like on the full on. He's not part of like the ethnic kind of part of the BBC Radio thing. He's like full on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, interrupted you. It's Nihao. My brother's about Nihao as well, you know.
Big in this game. I know that. I've seen you work hard. I've seen you get on your grind. It's been a long journey for you, my friend. I remember when you won the Asian 8 Mile battle at my club night, Bombay Bronx.
You smashed it, tore it up.
Swami, it's time to break this game.
Wow, rude boy.
Shake this, wake up, break this, react.
Barracuda.
Can I produce this?
Is back, yeah. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a hot track to rock to. Hear me speak, buddy rock.
Is that you?
Stop the presses, rewrite the headlines. The ink's dried on the page. Is it wartime? Nah, this ain't even a sex scandal. This the kind of music the news can't handle. Barracuda been on hibernation mode, hidden out long like the Da Vinci Code. Now it's rising time with the cornflakes. I'm about to bust heads when the game breaks. Should've never let it suffer in the first place. Now the scene needs CPR to quicken the pace. Fight for crumbs in the small slice of the cake. The rest can just thank me late and like my name's great. This ain't come overnight. I'm overdue, overcoming overtures when I'm over the mic. Come on, I'm like a blank check. You can never write me off when there's nothing that's counted yet. Wake up, it's time to react.
Mate, this is so far away from Bhangra music. That is so far away from Bhangra music. Like, if this is the kind of music stuff that you've been doing. I mean, the Scooter Singh one was a little bit more aligned to it because it's Scooter Singh, right? But this guy is almost in. He's got like grungy hip hop kind of. Wow, he's got like. Who's that? Aerosmith. Was it Aerosmith? Walk this way.
Yeah.
Walk this way. Mate, see, this is another example of. Listen, if this was 3 weeks ago and you showed me this video, I would have been looking at that and been going, "Great, Rav, that's a really good production. You know, you've done it. That's great. It's great." But I would also be very in my analysis of it. I'll be like, "Not my kind of music. Yeah, it's not really my kind of style." And even just like the whole thing of like how he's because it's not. I'll be honest with you, it's not my kind of style. That kind of thing. Yeah, that whole kind of gangster kind of look. But when I'm looking at it now, there's 2 weeks ago, and now I'm looking at it after all the nightmare struggle that I've been going through in making this podcast. When I look at that now, I'm just thinking the amount of stuff that he's probably had to go through to get this done, the labor, the look, everything that he's trying to do. Okay, I mean, yeah, that kind of look, but. And I got a lot of appreciation for people who just create. And man, you feature in it, Rav. You almost featuring it in it like you're like the. It's like we're all playing a part. Like I'm clearly playing the part of a podcast host. Like I'm clearly acting like the Joe Rogan, the Jimmy Church kind of thing, right? I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not Jimmy Church, clearly, but I'm playing that part. And Swami's obviously playing the part of. I don't know who you. Maybe he's just playing. Maybe he's not playing the part of anyone. Maybe he's not trying to be anyone. He's just trying to do his thing. Obviously, we get influence from other people, though. Clearly, there must be influences. But Rav, when I saw you standing there, where is it? Where is it? When I see you standing in the background, it has that whole kind of when like Timbaland features on like a Nelly Furtado track in the background. Or Justin Timberlake, and you just got Timbaland standing in the background, you'll be like, yeah, look, there you are. It's like, that. So you're like, because, I mean, it's like Dre's another one, like music producers, right? And then you've got like artists. Dre has his artists. He's recruiting new artists onto his label, and he has his own label. All this kind of stuff. That's what I want to talk to you about as well. So, what was your production label? Buddy Rock, Ravkan,
45 Wax.
45 Wax. Is that still a live thing? Is that on YouTube? Do you have a?
No, I'm going to. It got deleted on the account for the tracks. So I still got them on computer, but the tracks have been deleted on YouTube. Don't know why.
Maybe just because it was a long time ago or something. Maybe they just thought it's like a dead account. Let's see what happens. Shall I type it in?
I'll send you another link.
I'm going to go back to full screen whilst you do that. Mate, it's... Stop sharing, confirm stop sharing. And I wonder if it carries on recording. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, it's just... That's what I mean, Rav. You have been living in this world for so much longer than I have. I have so much respect for you, man. It's not easy. It's not easy making this stuff. You got to have a lot of patience. I think that's probably explains some of your ways, man. Why you are patient. A lot of people have to do something like this to learn how to be patient. Anyway, what are we doing next? Where are you taking us next, Rav?
I'm going to send you another track, but a different kind of track. But let's see if we can find it.
How comes you don't want a coffee, man?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I'm going to go for a second coffee after this. Coffee's my... Yeah, look at me. Really pushing the boat out. 2 coffees in the space of... Now, this is like a half an hour segment. Yeah. Where is that? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm 5 minutes off. That's why it looks like it's... Yeah, these segments look like they're coming to an end sooner than they are. Okay. What are you doing, Rav? You're sending us another one?
No, I'm trying to search for another track, but I can't find it. I can't find it.
Well, let's keep the conversation going in the meantime, and if you find it, then we can go back into that and look at it, because there were a few other things that I wanted to chat to you about. So we got an idea of kind of your background, what you do, and how we know each other, and so people at home or in the office, if you're watching this at work, shouldn't be. Are you okay? So we've got a bit of an idea of. This is what I'm saying, everybody. Rav is okay. Now I do want to cover this topic, Rav. Here's my question for you: Are you the producer of TAJ Talks? Did you see what I said in the first one?
Yeah, I did.
Listen,
no, I'm not a producer. I'm like the advice giver.
You're deaf. I think that the correct term is technical director.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said it, and then I'm looking at him like, is he going to be happy with that?
No.
You're a technical director. Duck. Yeah, no, I think it. Yeah, so because listen, dude, I'm going to say it again. I would love for you to do the post editing stuff if you want to. But to be fair, from what you were saying, you said that the post editing work that I done, and I just want to say to everybody, my head is shining like a bowling ball. Because it's so warm in this room. This is going to be really difficult in the summer. Doing podcasts in this room. Curtains are drawn, sunny outside, birds are probably tweeting, and I'm going to be doing this podcast as the months go on, and I'm going to be so hot in this room, sweating away. Anyway, like Mr. Scooter Singh.
Ice.
Yeah, it's just...
Ice, AC.
Hey?
Ice, AC, and a fan.
That's what I need to sort something out, man. But if I have a fan, it's going to be picking up the sound. I need to find a way to cool this room without... I don't know how I'm going to do it. Anyway, what was I saying? I went off on a tangent about my sweaty forehead. What was I going to say, Rav? I was going to say something about... Jeez. Oh, yeah, technical director. Yeah, I think that's what it is, because I would love for you to do the post-editing stuff. Actually, we can do this as well. But I know that you got your own stuff going on as well. So, and I have been learning about editing, and it's good for me to learn. And from your feedback, let's quickly do that. What were your first thoughts of talk number 1? I know you've mentioned a few things already, but we didn't really go into it because I said let's save it for the podcast. So let's do a little bit of let's do a thing between me and you, and we share it with everybody else. They come along for the journey, and they're like, right, this is what's so. Come in, everybody. Getting closer. Me and Rav, we're going to start discussing TAJ Talks. And post your comments below. Tell us what you think as well, if you think this is all going good. Okay, Rav, What do you think about the first one? How did it go?
I thought it was a bit long, honestly. But the content was nice. But it was a bit too long. 3 hours is a bit too long. Regardless of whether Jimmy Church does it and Joe Rogan does it, it's too long.
You think even...
I think when you kind of... Huh?
Sorry, carry on. Go ahead.
I think when you kind of carry on doing it, the podcast, and you can bring more guests and stuff, and if it's going to be like over 2 hours, then people watch it. But it's like, you know, watching like a show just of someone just talking about random stuff is long for 3 hours.
Right. 3 hours of not having a guest and one person just randomly talking.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say then that it's the content, which that first one, I clearly need to start refining the content clearly. I mean, I know that, and start having a focus of what each podcast is going to be about, have quite a focused theme, right?
I think having a guest.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah, so you're leaning more towards go for more of the guest conversations rather than the solo TAJ ones.
Yeah,
mate, I'm up for that.
And it's kind of pick their brains on the guests and stuff, and just get the information on that. So then you can give information to your listeners and say like this is something that you can learn.
Okay. We're going to come towards a break now, but we're already starting to get into something which is pretty decent here in terms of we're starting to get into the thinking process behind TAJ Talks, and I'm inviting everyone to be part of that. So thank you for being here and watching this so far. We'll pick this up, Rav, after the break. We'll come back and we'll carry on discussing how your thoughts on TAJ Talks. And also, as I said, let's talk a little bit about, as I said, I would love for you to do the editing, but I know you're doing your own stuff. And when we come back, we'll go into some of what Rav is doing at the moment, because he's working on his own stuff as well. And Rav, what do you think? Do you want to do overtime? We'll think about it. Let's think about it over the break. We'll discuss it, whether you're coming back for overtime, yeah? All right. Come back after 2 minutes, everybody. Break time. Come back to TAJ Talks with me, TAJ. Welcome back to TAJ Talks. This is the third hour. You know what I said last time? It's the witching hour. Welcome back to TAJ Talks. You're here with me, Taj, and Ravkan. Unfortunately, Rav is going to have to make a move in the next 10 minutes or so. We started this off a little bit late. We had to do a lot of checks beforehand. So let's just get straight back into it so that Rav doesn't get delayed for what he needs to do back in the world outside podcast land. Podcast land. So Rav, we were just talking about... I was mentioning, I'd love for you to do the post-editing stuff on this work, but I know you got your own stuff that you're doing. Now, let's talk about that, because one of the things that you're doing, one of the things that actually led to this was when we did a video together for your channel. Remind me which channel again? Which one was it? Was it Buddy? No, it wasn't Buddy. What's it was Buddy Rock. Ravkan. So it's Ravkan. Yeah. So Ravkan is the actual channel that is what Rav's doing at the moment. We did that video, 2 mics, 1 input. Yeah, and then something happened just yesterday. You want to share like what happened with that? Something happened on your channel.
I always get that feedback about this certain video. They always say like, it's very funny and very engaging and very informative, because a lot of people are looking for this topic, like, how do I plug 2 mics into 1 input? So I think because of the popularity of the video, we get a lot of comments on that video. So this other comment yesterday about this guy saying like he was watching it and he was laughing and he liked the engagement of the video.
That was the video that we did together, and you got a comment on it. But isn't that weird though, Rav? I find that weird that there haven't been. I know you haven't had comments on that like in the last month, last couple of weeks since we've been doing this podcast, starting up this podcast. And then just as the podcast launches and we're getting ready for our first podcast together, the guy sends a message randomly. Someone sends a message and puts a video up. Like he could have commented on any one of your videos. Do you not find that weird?
No. No, not at all.
Shall we go to it? Let's have a look. You want me to play the video, or we should just look at the comment?
You can play a video if you want. It's short. It's like 2 minutes. Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Let's go to. So this was the video, everybody, that me and Rav worked on. So for Rav's channel, so Ravkan, obviously you can see here. This is Rav's channel over here. Check it out, Ravkan. So Rav, you do a lot of tutorial videos, like how to use technical equipment, all this kind of stuff, 4K stuff. So this is, look, how to edit music in Premiere Pro. So go and check out Rav's channel, everybody, and just if you're interested in producing your own stuff, look, there you go, filmmaking, audio editing, video editing, DIY projects. But this was the video, 2 mics, 1 input, which I remember the way that you did this. You just were like, Taj, I'm doing a video. I could use you for the video right now. And I was literally we were doing that thing. We came back from Luton for the big conference talk there, the Radha Swami thing. And man, it was you churned that out like within 5 minutes. And this was the video. So I'm going to play it.
There are 4.
Obviously, adverts. But yeah, where was the comment? I know you got to wait for the advert. Where's the comment that the guy left? The guy left a comment down.
Here at the top.
This one. It was this dude.
Yeah.
Laura Ano. And he put this comment in there. Let me just get it a little bit. Oh man, that's really messed it up. Laura Ano. Where has he gone? Yeah, this guy just put this comment in there. And that was, see, look, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 9 months ago. And then this guy comes in. I just find the timing of this so strange. And he could have been on any other video. And he comes in with this comment. Where's he gone again? There we go. Excuse the language, everybody. I'm not going to read that out. family show. But yeah, and you're good, man. You responded to him. I need to respond to the one comment that I've got. One comment. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, man. Well, let's have a look at it. Mate, still playing the ads. How annoying.
If you've ever recorded two people with separate mics for an interview, you might have used one of these to plug your mics into. It's a standard Y splitter cable that combines the audio from.
Do you want me to play the whole thing, Rev?
Onto one track. But have you ever considered one of these? This is a stereo breakout cable, so once you plug this into your H1, they'll split out into two channels, channel 1 and channel 2.
So yeah, basically Rav's here.
You a lot more control.
Just so everyone knows, Rav's explaining something here about how to use a particular cable, right? I'm just going to mute it. And then he goes, so that's me.
The following clips are recorded with a friend of mine who happened to pass by my house, so I just grabbed him. So now you're hearing the audio of a standard Y cable. Goodness. So tell me, Taj, how was your day?
Yeah, really good, man. Went out to Luton, big conference talk, 40,000 people.
So guys, as you can see, the audio levels are combined on this Y cable, which is not what you want.
It's the eyes.
So I'll show you the Hosa breakout cable.
You don't want to know about my day then?
I'll now connect the stereo breakout cable so you can see and hear what that does. So now you're hearing the audio from the Hosa breakout cable, and as you can see on the H1, my audio is coming on the right side and Taj's audio is coming from the left. Sorry, Taj, I interrupted you. How was your day again?
Oh, it's all right. I was talking about Luton, but to be honest, I'm pretty hungry. I've been sitting here for ages, man. It's like time to...
all for today, guys, and join us again next time. Once you've recorded your audio, it's really simple to split them out into two channels.
It was...
By the way, I've already synced...
You see, that was the whole thing about... I've said it. I play the part of the fool. I just do it. But yeah, man. I mean, it was a good chance for me to do something which I enjoy doing all this stuff. I love filming. But yeah, it was fun making that video, man. And really well done. And I'm so glad, man, that you got so many comments. And that they're still coming. That's the amazing thing. So here's the other thing, Rav, before you need to get going. But what else have you got in the pipeline? What's coming up for you? And I'm going to switch back to the thing.
I'm just gonna carry on making music and carry on just making more music because I haven't released a track or music for ages. But I've got the tracks ready, but I just need to kind of master them and mix them and stuff.
So what kind of we spoke about this sometime before as well about the kind of music that you're doing. Was it for like stock, a bit like YouTube's audio library where they have?
Yeah.
Right. So it's the kind of music that people can use as like underlaying tracks or overlaying tracks. I don't know which one it is. Okay. Would you ever go back into making? What's it called?
Sync music. SYNQ. It's C, not Q.
Sync music.
SYN. Sync music. Yeah? It's music for films.
And so, how far off are you from having some of that music available, and where can people go to get it, and is it royalty free? Like, what kind of thing is it? How does that whole thing work?
I think I'm gonna register on like film sites and stuff, and who else use it just can use it.
So if someone wanted to find your... Say again, sorry, go on.
And then I get a cut from that.
So, if someone wanted to find your stuff, what sort of sites would it be on? The audio library,
for filmmakers, yeah.
Okay. So there you go, everybody. If you're interested in getting music to use in your own podcast as underlying tracks or whatever, go and check out Rav's channel. Just if you need tips as well, but also just have a look at some of the stuff. Is there any of the music going to be available as uploads on your YouTube channel so people can actually have a little taster?
Yeah, probably will be. Yeah, probably will be.
Okay. Nice, man. Well, listen, look, I know you need to get going, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, man, let's do this again at some point. We'll obviously work out. Thanks again, man, for making the time to be here and your patience, man. Like I say, we had to struggle a bit initially just to get everything set up. But yeah, man, if there's any last words, things that you want to discuss, I mean, how are you for timing? I'm guessing you got to go at some point, right?
Yeah, got to bounce now.
You got to bounce. But yeah, man, any final thoughts from you?
Yeah. It's fun, man. It's fun. Carrying on doing this podcast and stuff, and I can't wait for your next guest.
Nice, man. I'm gonna try and really get the content pinned down. I didn't get a chance today. Again, it just didn't happen. But Rav, like I said, man, thank you so much for being here. We'll catch up again at some point afterwards. We'll talk after the show's all done. Enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, man, and give my love to your parents and the family and everyone. How's the little one doing, by the way? The latest arrival. Everyone.
She's cool, cute. My niece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cute, man. She's chubby and cute. It's like she's so cute.
Are you still amazed when she does the whole like little fingers around one big adult size finger? It's pretty it's freaky when you look at it, right? Because you can see all the detail of the fingernails and everything, and it's just one hand is wrapping around one finger, and man, it's just that's great
But the
stuff.
thing is, like, because my fingers are fairly long, she can't grab my finger. So look at the longs. Look at the longs. Look at the long. Look how long these are.
You got alien hands, man. You're alien. You're like Larry. You're related to Larry the Alien. Yeah, you got long hands, but to be fair, I got long arms. Look at this, Rav. I mean, can you see this? Look at my long arms, man. It's out of proportion. Look at that. And then I got long fingers on the end. So it's not like God was like, we'll give him long arms, and then we'll just chuck really long everything long, outside of the body, just long. I don't have long legs, though. Oh, and he made me short as well. So it's like, give him long arms, but don't give him long legs. I don't know. Anyway, Rav.
He'll be happy.
he'll be happy. Put him in contact with someone who's got long fingers. Ravi will do. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, man. Dude. We'll do this again at some point. All the best, and love you so much, bro. And thank you for everything. We'll catch up. All right, take it easy, Rav. All right, bye. And there we go, everybody. That is Rav. That was I should go. I don't know which camera. The whole time I didn't know which camera to be talking into. Yeah, that was Rav. So you've got. Unfortunately, you've got me for the next. I think it's 15 minutes. Nice to have Rav here. Really good to have Rav here. I really wished I'd kind of got the structure for that interview done so much more. I had more time to do it, and it's just been crazy. I didn't get to talk to Rav about thumbnails. Oh man, I was up so late last night doing thumbnails. And I wanted to talk to him about just the aspects of thumbnails. But as I say, tangents. He's worse than me. He's worse than me for tangents. But yeah, some good points that he's making there. I'm closing my book as if that's the end of the show. No, there's as I say, there's another segment. I just lost what I was about to say. Let me just minimize this and get this whole thing. There we go. A little bit of Windows advertising there. Yeah, my Windows screen. I just need to refine the content. Yeah, that was it. He made some good points about TAJ Talks. So I don't know what you guys think. Post your comments below. Let me know, how did that interview go? Did you enjoy it? This is rough. This is all rough. It's a work in progress. Said it last time. Said it again now. And Rav is there to be part of the journey. That's why it was so important for me. I really wanted to get Rav in. As I say, not as the first guest. That spot is reserved for very, very special. I'm going to announce that. You'll find there's a very special individual that I'm going to have as my first actual guest. Rav wasn't really a guest. He, as I keep saying, he is as he's saying, it's not that he's the producer of this program, but he's definitely he's up there in the sort of the planning committee of two people, me and him. So yeah, Rav's going to continue to appear on this podcast from time to time. And we'll just do that. We'll just chat. We'll catch up. Actually, it felt a little bit more like I was interviewing Rav this time round. It wasn't as kind of free as we usually get when we meet up and we go down for a coffee and we just catch up. Because I had to kind of... ask certain interview-style questions, just so you're all aware of it. I hope that worked for everybody. I hope you're a little bit more aware of who Rav is. But yeah, going on in future, going forwards, going on in future. I haven't looked at that camera for a while. I'm just going to shake my head at that camera. Going on in future. I think I could do with another coffee. I'm going to make that for my next break. Yeah, man. I tell you what. So much love for Rav. I am hoping that as this podcast unfolds, not just with Rav, but with all the people that I keep saying we. You see, I feel the vibe. I feel the family vibe. We. All three of you who are watching this. No, actually, to be fair, I was surprised by the view count. It's a lot more than I thought. So thank you everyone who's been watching this. Thank you to the housemate. He's watching this as well, and he was not this one. It's not recorded, but he was watching the first one, and yeah, just good feedback. So anyway, yeah, but I feel like I want you to come along with me and the family. You know, there's a big community family thing here, which includes you guys who are guys and girls who are. I always say guys. I always feel like it's not just guys, but you know what I mean when I say guys. Everybody, absolutely everybody, yeah. See, this is what happens when Rap's guy just starts singing, man. That's not good podcast. You can't do 3 hours of you just randomly chatting and then breaking out into song every now and then. So the crazy started now. The crazy started again, to be fair, is because I've not had a lot of sleep. The voices are coming again, weird voices. The voices in my head. Talking about thumbnails and all these kind of like weird facial expressions, I need to think about, you know, at some point capturing a really expressive face, because for thumbnails, apparently, you know, Rav was telling me about this. He was like, I uploaded the first video and Rav said to me, he was like, Taj, you got to change that thumbnail, because the first thumbnail that I had, actually, if you look at the very first thumbnail that I had, you wouldn't be able to see it now, but it was terrible. And the second thumbnail was just too much text and too much kind of, you couldn't really see the picture. And then the thumbnail that is on there now, the one for the first talk, which I was working on till crazy o'clock last night, that was something which involves a lot of psychology, and YouTube's fascinating when you start realizing that there's psychology to the whole thing. But anyway, Rav was like, yeah, you got to change that thumbnail, man. But that made me think, that means that in every podcast, I need to kind of some point look at the camera and just be really expressive and just go, what face is that? I hate to, I always, there's certain things I'm selling out here. I always just when I'm doing this podcast, I'm going to do the way I want to do it. I'm not chasing figures. I'm not. 2 days. It's been like 2 days, not even that, 3, whatever. And I'm already going, oh mate, I need to change the thing for the thumbnail because I need to get more clicks. It started. The process has happened. I'm starting to care. Oh no. Why am I going? Just thinking, right? Just get on with it, mate. Just get on with it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a facial expression. I can't think what facial expression. What facial expression summarizes the conversation with Rav? What's the thumbnail gonna be with Rav? It might be Caravan Crooks. I might have to take the thing from Caravan Crooks. Man, I messed up so many times with I didn't record when we were doing the Skype. I don't know how many of the Skype clips are actually going to feed back into what I'm trying to do with the video. You're going to have a few edits with the guest shot. Luckily, I had the guest shot. Bob can come back into place after this break is over. But yeah, one of the main feedbacks, though, however, what he's saying is too long. It's too long. And it is. You know, when Jimmy Church has someone on, he's talking to someone for 3 hours. Joe Rogan is having someone on for 3 hours, 4 hours, longer as well sometimes. But there we go. That's Jimmy Church and that's Joe Rogan. People they got an established presence. No one's going to be saying, I'm listening to this bearded random freakoid for the next 3 hours. No one's going to want who is this guy? Why do I want to listen to another 2 hours and 50 minutes of this. You know, that's what people are going to be thinking. So I need to sort of just appreciate that content is going to be there, and that's going to be a tricky thing. Now, Rav's suggestion, guests. He's like, yeah, I want to see more guests. It would be good to have more guests. So, you know, as I say, as my technical director, I will consider that as an instruction of what to do going forwards. So again, if you're liking this so far, apparently you're supposed to do this quite regularly. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumb icon down below. And if you want to ring the bell, touch the bell and hit the subscribe button. And love, like, and subscribe. Love, light, and life. Yeah. YouTube. All my YouTube people out there. If I look like that, my glasses are shiny. Again, like I say, this is talk number 2. Just be prepared. Just be prepared. You guys are going to be going through the long haul with me on this. This is going to be pants. This is going to be pants. And I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. That you're aware of that. I'm aware that this is probably going to die a very early death. And I'll carry on for the 2 die-hard fans. Hardcore, man. TAJ Talks. Imagine if there's 2 people, you know, after, I don't know how long I plan to be doing this, but until I get bored. Dopamine hacks, just follow the chemicals. Yeah, but when the chemicals stop releasing and I'm bored of this, whenever that is, I wonder if there'll be 2 people out there who will, or just one person who will have completely sold themselves into the whole TAJ Talks thing. Maybe they got the tattoo, TAJ Talks tattoo, they got that put on their arm. Yeah, man! They'll have a t-shirt. They'll be the one person that I've actually produced a t-shirt for. I wonder if that would ever happen. And I guess I could always just be like, well, made someone happy. At least one person's happy. They permanently scarred their body, which I probably wish they wouldn't have done that. It's only TAJ Talks. It wasn't. You didn't need to get the tattoo. I mean, it's still dripping blood, man. You wanna put a towel on that? Do you wanna? No. All right. Cool. There's the. You wanna put the tin hat back? You put it on. Yeah. Just see you later. Crazies, isn't it? That's the only reason why I think people would be listening to this, because you're just either really bored. Now that's it. Now I don't really have anything in plan. Ravkan. Now we mentioned some of the names, so I do want to say shout out to all the lads: Saab, Ranj, Joe, Ajay, Vic is, like I say. This, I don't think any of this would be happening. Vic, I remember, I just want to spend a bit of time talking about Vic. When I met Vic, and I hope that he's able to join at some point. He's out of the country now. He's doing his thing in life, man. But Vic, when he's back, it'll be really good to have him. It'll be good to have all the guys. Not all of them. They couldn't fit on that sofa. It's way too small. Yeah. But yeah, I just keep doing that every now and then. Spreading the love. Hey, swimming in my room of nothing. Not even Bob is here. He's down there. But Vic, Vic was one of those people. Every now and then you meet someone, and it's just like, what would have happened if you hadn't met that person? Yeah. Actually, there's a few things. What would have happened if I hadn't met Vic? Vic. Some things, but no. Vic is was the person who I met all the lads through, and Rav is one of the lads, and he has his skills, has his technical abilities and all that, and you've seen it, learn a little bit about it, but yeah, as I say, I remember when I first walked into that warehouse, the stock room. And then I was sorting out the crisp. I won't say where I was working, but I was sorting out the crisp or something like that. And just, I don't know what I was doing. And then I turned around and I see Vic. I didn't know his name was Vic at the time, but I just saw this guy standing there with these huge eyes. Just standing there at the door. Just staring at me. So I was like, you all right, mate? And he was, you all right, mate? Vic, Vic has got he looks a bit like Steve Carell. Not now anymore because he's shaved his hair a bit. Quite a bit. He looks like I look down in that Mr. Potato Head. I'm not calling you Mr. Potato Head, Vic. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm just saying that your head looks like me when I was Mr. Potato Head. The hairstyle is that you're not Mr. Potato. I'm not calling you Mr. Potato Head. I'm not calling you Mr. Potato Head. Just saying, man. Forget it. Anyway, so Vic used to look a lot more like Steve Carell. But to be honest, even his humor, Vic's style, he's such a great guy as well. So we've had our moments. We have. But I think that's a true test of friendships when you can get through the difficult times. And then, as I say, man, big thanks to Vic and the lads, each in your own separate ways. You guys have always just brought out the best in me, sometimes the worst as well, in terms of having too much fun. But no, not so much in the worst in the other sense. You know, you brought out the good in me, and you guys are always so reflective, and we talk about stuff in life and just the rest of it. And that's the music. I was getting all emotional. The music just reminded me. They save that for the next segment, Taj, which I will do. That's the next segment, last segment. I need to think about what I'm going to say. I never really planned for it to be like this at this point. So, we'll be back after the break. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching TAJ Talks. Like, share, subscribe, post your comments below. Blah, 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 blah. Shocked face. Gonna use that for the thumbnail. Anyway, come back after the break for more TAJ Talks. If, for some reason, your mind thinks there's any value in doing that. See ya! I'm gonna go make a coffee. Okay, welcome back to TAJ Talks. Just gonna clear that clip. You're here with me and good friend Bob, Silent Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you think? What do you think of the interview with Rav? Nah? Still don't want to share? I'm just going to drink my coffee then. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, we're back. And I think I'm going to, in this segment, I was just thinking about what should I do. I think I'll kind of go over the things that I should have done in the first half of the segment. First part of the segment. I always... and it's warm in here, man. There's a few comments about just how this is all going. Number one, I'm a little bit worried about the sound and all this. I think I've been clipping a bit too much. I think, I don't know, I'll have to see how it goes. The room, I mean, as I say, it's going to be hot to do this podcast in the summer. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Do you know, when I start to do my little dances these days, I start to dance like how I used to look at older people and be like, why are they dancing like a 50-year-old? Even though they were 50 probably. But they used to dance. And now I'm doing it. I'm nowhere near 50 and I'm already dancing like a 50-year-old. How did that I didn't even plan for that to be in this. Where did that come from? Where do thoughts come from? Have you thought about where thoughts come from? Random. Where does a thought come from? No, seriously, where does a thought come from? I'm picking up on the first bit, like my whole weird kind of scene 33 of it. Let's get a little bit existential again, philosophical, whatever, metaphysical. Where do thoughts come from? Why do you suddenly decide, oh, I want to go and read a book? Where does that thought come? Well, one moment you weren't thinking it. Next moment you thought it. Why? What is it? What's happening in the brain? Is it in the brain? Or is it something in the software? In our souls, man. It's in my spirit. What is that? I mean, there's one thing to say where you have the thought of, I'm going to go make some food. I can understand that thought comes from the biology of the belly. That's my term. Invented it. Just going to use it. The biology of the belly says, think about eating food. Okay, that's where that thought came from. So you can tie that in very much to chemicals, I would have thought. But where do you get a random thought when you're just sitting there and you just go, you know what? I am going to go and buy a bunny rabbit. Sitting on a park bench and you just decide, I think I'm going to start horse riding. I mean, both those things, to either buy a bunny or to go horse riding when you're sitting on a park bench, kind of makes sense if you saw a horse in the background. That's where that thought came from. Triggers, cues, horse buying. Or you see a bunny rabbit and you go, oh, horse, bunny rabbit, gonna buy a bunny rabbit. I don't know what the sounds are about, I'm just doing them. Actually, you could see a horse and a bunny rabbit at the same time if it was one of those race courses where the horses are going around. Well, actually, no, is it a hare course? Right? No, that's the dog races. The dog races have the one where the hare, they let loose the bunny. Chasing the hair of the dog. Hair of the dog, you ever heard about that? If you have a nice boozy night. It's never a nice boozy night. But if you have a boozy night. Interesting, Rav doesn't drink alcohol. Never really was a drinker. Not that he never drank alcohol. He never. Anyway. Unedited. Now, at the risk of going off on 50 tangents, I'm going to look at my notes. What I wanted to say in the first segment, I wanted to ask everybody, how did the Jubilee weekend go? How did you spend it? Yeah, I just knocked over this thing. I almost broke this thing again. I nearly destroyed this table when I was talking to Rav. I would think when I got up on one of the breaks, and I got up to grab Headless Bob maybe when it was that. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Bob. Sitting there all quiet, you don't contribute nothing because of the experiences you've been through. I know you've been through some you've seen some things. You seen that film, Blade Runner? I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Or my eyes have seen things you wouldn't believe. Should I do it to that camera? Yeah. Sorry, I'm shouting at Bob. Sorry, Bob. And I'm even apologising to Bob with a face like this. Sorry, Bob. That could be a good shot for the thumbnail. Yeah, no content. Zero content. Talk 2, zero content. Got to work on content. What was I talking about? I got another coffee, by the way. And I'm really, really annoyed about the handle thing because I have to hold it this way in order for you to see the tea. Hey, you ever thought about this? Talking about tea, because that would be a good way to name a mug. You see the double entendre, as I was saying to Rav? Tea. Cup of tea. I'll have a cup of tea. Oh, maybe that's what they were tending to do. Maybe it's not just one of those alphabet things. Maybe it's actually a cup of tea. That would be interesting if that's what they meant to do. Hopefully these cameras... I've got new SD cards, by the way, because I know you care. So these SD cards now are 128 gigabytes. I don't have to worry about having to change them every hour. Just going to have my coffee with my spoon. Jimmy Church. Fade to black. Jimmy Church. Brilliant. He does it all the time. He actually has his own brand of coffee as well, though. That's the difference. I'm just a pretender. I'm just a pretender. I'm a fool. And I'm a pretender. And I'm an idiot. Remember I did that in the last one? Yeah, I probably did it around about this time as well. Anyway. Coffee makes me free. So yeah, Jubilee weekend. How was it? Was it good? What did you do? You know what I noticed about Jubilee weekend? What was that? What was that sound? That was scary. Why did I get that sound? Oh. God, I think what's going on there? So hopefully these cameras are going to record right to the end. The cameras are probably going to give up as well and be like, I'm not recording this guy anymore. Sorry, I refuse. I refuse to be an inanimate object at this point. I am going to come to life and stop this recording because I, as a camera, refuse to film this nonsense. Yeah, talking about the Jubilee weekend. You know the Jubilee weekend, yeah? Yeah? You know when I was in primary school, yeah? I used to always say yeah at the end of my sentences, yeah? So, what I did, yeah, is I went to this place, yeah? I remember I used to say that all the time. I've always had something weird like that. I think we all do, yeah? Yeah. Still doing it. Yeah, so Jubilee weekend. You know what I noticed, which was interesting about the Jubilee weekend? And I've got to remember that this segment needs to contain more news than what I usually do. Jubilee weekend. You know all the buses are going through. I saw it on work on the Sunday, I think it was. Saw it on the TV at work on my break, and I saw all the buses coming through. My goodness, this is the thing about life. All the buses from the 70s, you know, when the buses were coming through with people who were alive from the 70s, weren't many people on those buses, and it's only noticeable because when the 80s buses came along and in the 90s, and the amount of celebrities on those buses just got more and more. There were very few people on those buses coming from the 70s. Man, look at that. That's the process of time. We're all heading that way, people. Great. Last segment, remind everybody about how they're going to die. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's really going to get the clicks. Well done, Taj. Yeah. Oh, you gonna watch TAJ Talks again this week? Oh, yeah. Well, what's he talking about this time? Oh, this week he's gonna be talking about how when you're buried in the ground, sometimes people come back to life, but you can't get out because you've been buried alive. Yeah, great, isn't it? That's a horrible thought. Imagine that. Mate, if when I die, either cremation, I don't know, because the whole, resurrection, thing, maybe it's better to have a body. Though I think Jesus is able to do it without having a body. I think he can just bring all the atoms together, even if you have been cremated. But I think I might just go for the cremation route. I don't think I'm going to go for burial in the body. If I get buried into a coffin, into the ground, and then accidentally... You hear about this all the time. You hear about people who go they're in the morgue, they're in the freezer compartment of the morgue. Not like it's Iceland, the freezer compartment, and the fridge aisle crisps, fizzy drinks, and then dead bodies. No, but the people come back to life, after hours. Now, days in some cases. Imagine if you're in a coma and you've stopped showing life signals and they think you're dead, and then you wake up and you're just thinking, why is it so dark? Where am I? What? Why Why can't I move? Hey! Someone! Let me out! I'm trying to do the sound effect. Oh my god! And that would be when I do the YouTube face. My housemate's probably thinking, what kind of crazy ass podcast is he doing now? This guy's taking it too far. He's just randomly screaming. Imagine being buried alive. Here's an interesting thing though. You know, back in the day, do you know what? I need to just get on with the show. I'll save that fact for another time. I'll make a note of it. I'll just make a note of that one. We'll talk about that. Throwing themselves into the fire. Yeah. Wives. I was going to go. There was a tangent. I could have done the tangent. There's no reason. I've done about 500 tangents already in this segment. Right, so anyway, how was Jubilee weekend? I saw the buses, loads of old people are dying, and then younger people are coming along and replacing those who are dying, and we're all heading on the road to death. So that was my comment about Jubilee. Did you have a good one? Good. It's not you, it's me. I'm just like, what the hell? What are you doing, mate? You're talking about the Jubilee and putting such a downer on it. It's supposed to be a celebration, but you know what? Amazing thing. That's a once in a lifetime event. It's like the millennium. We were that generation that saw the turn of a millennium. This was the generation that saw certain of us saw the turn of a millennium. Others would just be like, it's just another day. It's just another day. It's just New Year's Day. It's just a different date. It's just the sun's started in a different place than where it was yesterday in space. Time is a human construct. It's not real. Give me my tin foil hat, please. Blah. I really hate the way that this is just descending into nothingness. So anyway, yeah. But talking about news. Let's do a bit of a. Oh no! Let me do the first thing. Now, last time I mentioned, I'm never going to get the news, am I? I'm always leaving the news to the end. Let's do news first. I feel bad. The news never gets a segment. So, in news, Britain will be worse hit by Ukraine war than any other major economy. Signs in the economy are not looking great, are they? And when they put stuff like this and they tie it into the whole Ukraine situation, it gets even more like, oh man. Now, I have some news stories. Where are they? I can't find my news. Mate, I had my news stories and now they're all gone. Oh, here they are. Right, so I mentioned about Antarctica and all this kind of stuff. Challenge Annika coming back, petrol prices. I did all those stories, right? I did do the news. Oh, here's one. Here's an interesting one. I think I should give the sources. Sky News. UK firms begin world's biggest 4-day week trial with no loss of pay. Now, this is coming from... I've heard rumours of this and rumblings of this in the past, but this is the first time I've seen a major thing saying that this is it. Major... Let's find out. Who is this? A 4-day week with no loss of pay is being trialled at dozens of companies across the UK from today. That was Monday the 6th of June. Firms from a variety of industries are taking part, including banking, hospitality, care, and even animation studios. They will still give their workers 100% of their pay on the understanding that they maintain maximum productivity. It's being billed as the biggest 4-day week pilot to take place anywhere in the world, and organisers are working alongside university researchers who will measure the impact on productivity and the well-being of staff. They will also look at how it affects the environment and gender equality. Now, that last bit, that makes me go, 4-day working week, what is the whole connection with, how does a 4-day working, what is the point of that last bit? They will also look at how it affects the environment and gender equality. They just throw that bit in there. Do you know, this? I'm sorry, but this is the thing that gets me really about the news. And this is Sky News. But they throw in this stuff in there and they start doing this stuff about the environment and what has that got to do with a 4-day working week? Stick to the story. Honestly, that annoys me. it annoys me. What's that got to do with anything? It's not even about. I'm not going to go into my views on environment and all the. Just what has that got to do with anything? This is when you read certain news things and you just go. They're trying to rewire the thing in your head, and they want to put this thing here, and they want to put that thing there, and the music's playing, and I'm getting very riled up, and it's probably a good thing. And I didn't get to do any more news than that. Oh well. Anyway, internet reacts to iPhone update that allows you to unsend messages. That was another good one. Oh, this was a good one. Sky News presenter butchers Jeremy Hunt's name live on TV. Oh, can you think what she said? His name's Jeremy Hunt, but she got it wrong. That's not the first time it's happened. Anyway, we're coming up to an ad break. You got to check out the something Doherty. I don't know what it was. Radio. Anyway, there was another time that happened when Jeremy Hunt's name. I almost just did it. Boris Johnson won the confidence vote. Hey, he's still in power. What's going on? Anyway, gotta go. Break time. Be back in 2 minutes for the final section of TAJ Talks. See ya! Welcome back to TAJ Talks. You are here with your host for the last 10 minutes or so. We hope you've enjoyed the ride so far. We will be landing at our destination shortly. Please fasten your seatbelts when the seatbelt sign shows, and keep your arms and legs firmly attached to your bodies. Makes no sense, but I said it. We had a cruising altitude. Someone actually said to me, hey Taj, you got a good radio voice, you should go into radio. Shame about the content. Yeah. Content. Now, one of the things I wanted to say before, welcome back to TAJ Talks, by the way. Hello, thanks for joining me all the way to the end watching. Sorry about this second podcast. First one was kind of allowable because it's the first one. You're like, shucks. He's just having a laugh. Second one, he did it again. What? He just randomly spoke for 3 hours? At least I had a guest. But this would have been a whole lot worse if it was me. Get the guests on. That's the main thing. Even though Ravi's not a guest. Get people to talk to. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was this word last time that I didn't get a chance to really go into. I want to do it now because then I'm never going to do it. Magnanimity. I said it right last time. Magnanimity. Now, it's not actually about being something. It's not something big. Magnanimity. Do you know what it is? Magnanimity is. Here's an example. Both sides will have to show magnanimity, right? I knew there was a reason why I had that word in my vocabulary list because I was like, magnanimity. That just means something big, and I was like, that's not really. Why did I have that word? I only pick like really difficult words, and I read that and I went, magnanimity. That's not. Well, I couldn't even say the word to be fair. But anyway, are they all recording? Yeah, they are. Magnanimity means, as I say, the context, both sides will have to show magnanimity. Can you guess? Can you guess what the word actually means? If both sides need to show magnanimity, it means that both sides will need to show the condition of being magnanimous or generosity. So it's similar to generosity. That guy is very magnanimous. Or wow, I like the magnanimity of his argument, of his presentation of the argument. Yes. So there you go. There's the word for you. And really, this is it. This is the final segment. I'm getting ready for the closing shows. So that's it. TAJ Talks number 2. We're on a roll, people. We're going. Come and join me. Part of the journey. We can do a little bit of a boogie and a dance like this. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I've already looked at that camera. Very bothered with Bob. Bob, say goodbye. Bye, Bob. Bye, Bob. And bye, Bob. That's a better voice. And that's it. Back in 2 weeks. This thing takes ages to edit, so that's why I'm going to do it in 2 weeks. Now, 17th. This one should be out on the 17th of June, and then the next one with a special guest. Now, here's what I wanted to mention. We're going to have at the next one, which is after the 17th of June, 2 weeks after the 17th of June, which I can't find the date right now. I think it's the 1st of July. We're going to have Auntie Heather. First guest, Auntie Heather. She's a wonderful person. I don't know how I'm going to do that interview when I have all this craziness going on. She's going to see a completely different side of me. But she is the Oracle. You're going to meet the Oracle. The Gandalf. The Yoda. The Merlin is going to be in the house. Literally. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up. You know what? I am finally now able, once this show got going, I could get back to normal life again. And you know what? I started to just pick up a book the other day, which I began reading. I'm going to get back to it. Maybe not now. But I am going to read my book, The Fountainhead. Don't know why I mentioned that. I just thought I'd say to you, I'm glad that this has started. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And you guys are putting up with a lot of my nonsense. But thank you for it. Like, share, subscribe, keep watching. Hopefully I'll get some short clips out as well to make it a bit easy to digest rather than having 3 hours long videos. So, with that, I will take my leave. I will wish you a good 2 weeks. And toot on, sir. Toot on, madam. Until the next TAJ Talks, I wish you good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah. See ya.